Oh shit. There's 19 game players? Dude, that's a lot of donor campaign right there.
Oh, wow.
I just got
crap.
funded for a while. Holy moly. Yeah, fuck you, job. All right, we're live.
Hey, how you gonna deal with all that? Man.
Listen, a 19 player, not in a single game. If it was 19 players in one game, dude, good fucking luck.
That's when you bust out the PvP campaign.
Yeah, that would have to be.
Dies, bust out another sheet, motherfucker.
Yeah, all right. Listen,
I don't think you can go past 6.
Yeah, 6 is a challenge as it is.
Dude, you have to do like the donor games. Like, yeah, you have to eliminate them as fast as you can so you can get it down to a reasonable amount of players.
Well, no, because I still need their money, right? So,
yeah, they
you have all the part. You have a bunch of sets of 4, right? And you just have them. The whole campaign is that they're just ambushing each other, right? And whoever's the one set actually gets to stay on.
Top donors get to live. Donate $10 now for inspiration.
Now that is some scummy.
Fucking D&D mobile right there.
No, man, you just gave
D&D made by EA.
Yeah. D&DA.
Yeah,
he's down. Wait, no, he just paid $60. He's got
Hold on. He just spent took a legendary action.
From the top rope with a loan. Oh my god, the sharks are in it now.
He just refreshed his entire spell slots with $100 donation. That's crazy.
A portal opens up and out comes a DLC assistant character that he paid for just now. Finally, my brother will get Gokag again.
He paid to revive Gokag.
He kind of, he did up his subscription
recently. Divine assistance. Are we talking like $2,000 for like Versalin to just nuke one enemy player?
Yeah, that would be pretty. hot.
$2,000 and it nukes the lowest donator.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Dude, I would PayPal right now for Kyle to be alive.
Just poker.
Wouldn't we all?
Well, lads, in the previous session, you guys managed to make it all the way to Jason Talani's memory. And boy, is it a doozy. Aboard the Silver Lace in an unmoving, inky black ocean, you guys have found his former captain, a man known as Baelor. And, of course, he's a dwarf. But apparently, he was also some horrific entity turned by the goddess that Jason also worships. Although perhaps not willingly, as you may or may not find out by the end of this little stint. Now, you guys have already been fighting a massive, colossal creature. Even though Shoulder somehow managed to reduce it to be smaller, it's still gargantuan. It's still enormous, dude. Good luck. But you guys have, sort of ripped a good portion of the tentacles off of the ship with quick thinking. But it wasn't quite enough to prevent Baelor himself from revealing his true form, and that is where we resume play. I'll wait for everybody to load in. I think that's everybody. There we go. 3Crow needed in. Yeah, 3Crow, are you still playing on your hotspot? Oh, maybe. We'll never know.
He has to wait for the dialogue to load.
Well, you know what that means.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm still on the hotspot. I'll let you know if the internet comes back.
Sure. Seems to be working. Some of you may recognize this music. I
can't hear it. I gotta turn it up.
Oh,
can-
it's from that game.
Well,
It's from that game. Wow. Well,
Yeah, dude, this
man.
this
The
music
one
was
where
real.
the one where you're fighting a DM.
Yeah, dude. This shit's great.
relatable.
It's a great song.
All right. So,
Oh, yeah, I know those.
yeah. Well, you should. You should remember this. All right. So,
Yeah, that's good.
as Baylor transformed into this hideous, rotten out husk of a dwarf with tentacles not unlike the ones that once gripped this vessel, sprouting from inside his open, gaping chest cavity that oozes liquid of a very unsettling color and stench. Shoulder, even from this distance, the pincer skull seemed to snap as if its jaw had just clicked into place.
All right.
So, Fizz, you're atop Shoulder. Oh, he's also
Sure.
got a... Oh, wait, no, that's not... Somebody else. That was Lucy. Here he's back. And it is your turn. There's still tentacles gripping the ship on the other side. And it does seem like there's faint, watery marks over in this direction past Mithridates, and this direction all the way past the sail above one of the skeletons that has been cut down by your party members, by Augustius, no less.
Nice.
No, that skeleton was Vicious Mockery, do you remember?
Oh, did he die to Mr. Visage? Yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind. Augustius, like, arrowed him or something. Or blasted him with...
No,
Just
I
light.
second fired him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I want to shoot at like the closest tentacle.
Okay. Let's see it, homie.
Okay, I'm gonna do a firebolt.
That does not hit.
Shit.
That is a firebolt that grazes the beginning of the tentacle, but it seems to almost diffuse upon the tentacle's length rather than doing any significant damage. That is a natural for you.
Damn. I think that's it for Fizz's.
He's gonna
turn,
stay
so-
put on
so-
shoulder. All right.
Yeah, he's gonna stick with shoulder for right now.
The sailor initially seems perplexed as he looks over at his captain and tries to consider, like it looks as if he's trying to consider what he is meant to do in such a situation. But then his jaw too seems to click into place. And before long, he is transfigured into a similar unsettling form. As the rotting creature lumbers forth, it seems to take an interest specifically at you, Jason, and producing a crossbow from its person, still working with the intention of striking. It fires a bolt towards you, but only grazes you for 1 piercing damage. You barely feel it in your enormous enlarged form.
The mighty tickle cannon.
Benson? Fred looks at you with bulbous bug eyes. His maw opens as if he was trying to say something, but then it keeps opening and opening until it is at least as widely spread as you are tall. Would you consider yourself a willing creature, Benson?
Benson, seeing this, is slightly disturbed, and he says to Fred,
At least take me to dinner first, brother.
All right, well, I'm gonna take that as not a willing creature, and I'm gonna need a grappling saving throw here. So give me your athletics.
I
check.
didn't know Benson was capable of such a thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Strength saving throw, you said? Or an athletics check?
Yeah, athletics check. Sorry, I was thinking of grapple saving throw.
Natural 20.
You are not getting in that.
Holy shit! All right.
excited.
Ooh. Yeah. Though Fred's movements appear very insisting, you are able to resist his movement with relative ease. Then, somewhat disappointed, Fred looks at you and simply ribbits before turning his attention to the same tentacle that had been struck by Fizz's firebolt, despite it not doing any damage. Oh, finally, not magic missile.
Lame.
Yeah, sad.
Oh,
Should have been magic
Tentacles.
missile. Stupid.
Yeah, magic missile doesn't miss.
a boiling, pungent green arrow flies out of Fred's maw and immediately fizzles out before it can even reach the great tentacle. Another disappointed emerges from Fred's mouth, and he promptly hops in the direction of Jason and Balin. Augustius, what do you do in such a situation? You've witnessed a dwarf turn into a skeletal abomination twice now. There's another one directly above you.
Above me?
Yeah, the dwarf above you. He hasn't turned yet, but
Oh.
will he?
Well,
Good.
Does Augustius think he will?
I don't think Augustus should start throwing hands just yet. But very likely. He doesn't like that at all. Since one dwarf turned into a squid man, undead squid man, and the other turned into a skeleton. So, and he's right next to him. So,
Yes.
You know, Augustus, he's just gonna gonna strike first.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know if that gives him advantage or what, but he's gonna Sacred Flame.
I won't say there's any advantage, but let's see what you can do with your roll.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a DC 13 Dex.
Wow.
Okay, it hits.
Okay.
Roll
Hell
that
yeah.
damage.
I wasn't sure.
Hey, you nothing. I rolled
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he celebrated so much I didn't even understand a word he said. But that is 8 radiant damage onto the sailor, and he steps backwards a little bit, jarred from the blast, as if looking around for a source of it. He's been totally stunned.
Augustius too small, and now Augustius, he's gonna like kind of move away. he gotta move away. All right, the game is paused. I cannot move.
Owned. You good?
Okay. Yeah. So boop 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 boop. All right, that's his max. He's gonna stand next to Fizz and the shoulder. Yeah, shoulder. Yeah. All right. And that will be his turn because I got one spell slot and I ain't using it on him.
Easy.
Get sneaky, Sacred Flame, fool.
It's not fair. He's not very perceptive.
No kidding, a 0. Zero's pretty bad, you know?
Dude, that's not. Dude, it's fucking. I don't care if it's a dirty 0 or not. That's not double sacred flame damage.
Rolling a 0 is pretty, like, that's pretty good, man. That's some next level stuff.
I feel like he gets knocked prone by just like fumbling his footwork.
Yeah, rolling a 0 for a dex saving throw is like someone yelling at you to get out of the way and you just not moving. Like, just...
he thinks about dodging, and then he realizes that he wants to be hit.
His lack of wisdom supersedes his lack of dexterity. It's just a total dog pile of mediocrity.
Many such cases, sadly. Many such cases.
All right.
Sounds like CNN.
And the skeletal dwarf, emaciated and gaunt from perhaps his injuries before turning, or perhaps his transformation, now hobbled by the strike, begins to move in the direction of you, Jason, dashing with speed that you wouldn't necessarily expect, so that he can flank you. Get it? He's a bull, so flank steak. I sold that.
He's a real riot, this guy.
He did his research, bro.
That's right.
Well, seemingly cornered, Jason sort of moves his head from one opponent to the next, you know, trying to keep his horns between any given man and realizing that he can't. So, to get out of a rough situation, he charges towards the crossbowman to reposition.
Alrighty. That is a whiff. Ah, China shop. I get it. All right, so
Since I
the
moved 20 feet. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just saying the sailor dwarf skeleton that had come to flank you makes an attempt at chopping you through with its great axe, but it is ultimately unsuccessful as you charge away much too fast.
Whirling around, Jason attempts to slam his horns into the newly minted undead sailor. Does that hit?
Oh, that does hit.
Here's a charge damage since I moved 20 feet.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, all right. That's a double tap to put that skeleton into a very fragile state. You're shocked its bones don't simply shatter right before you. Somehow it manages to hold itself together, but it's a wobbly mess.
All right.
Strength saving throw, be knocked prone.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
And it's knocked prone. Barely moving after being sent.
Nat
asunder.
1.
Yeah. These guys aren't rolling very well today.
In that case, Jason will continue forward with the strike using his remaining movement to get next to Fred here.
Fred looked like he was very excited as he saw you charging towards him, and had opened his mouth once again in an unnervingly large amount of size, but as you charged away from him, he disappointedly closed his ever-gaping maw.
Should have knocked the skeleton in there.
Why did you introduce Vor into your campaign?
Why do you think it's Vor? He's not eating you.
Yeah, oh, he's opening his mouth to gargantuan sizes to fit a whole bull inside.
Yeah.
That's not Vor.
Listen, just because you are part cow doesn't mean he's eating you.
Yeah, he doesn't like steak. He likes people.
He does like pie. You've confirmed that much, but you're not sure about anything else.
He likes
I'm
meat
sure.
pie, so maybe he does like steak.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But what does Baylor like?
Baylor likes to move 5 feet from his wheel, finally abandoning it, that which he had sought so bravely to protect, and channeling magic towards you, Jason.
Real life eeny meeny miny mo's
You like
crazy. Dude, holy shit. Went from a nat 1 to 25-24.
So
You're
close to
struck
being
by-
crit twice.
I know, you are struck by 2 out of 3 scorching rays that set fire to your hide for a combined 14 fire damage. The pain
fire
is
strikes
certainly high. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a bovine. I don't know how what other to describe it than a roar. You know that
Yeah,
big,
it's like
that
a-
sound cows make when
right.
you hit them.
Yeah. A roar is fine. I think it makes sense.
I too know what cows sound like when you hit them.
Listen, don't you
Never-
guys remember
never
when
run
in
out
Cars, Lightning McQueen gets shown by Mater how to tip the tractors? It's that sound.
Ah.
Yeah.
Where they go...
So, yeah, so he just mooed.
Yeah,
You also smell
But, like,
steak.
in a very upset manner.
yeah.
And it's a big cow too. It's a giant one, so it's like probably really deep.
All
So
right,
I gotta say,
Benson.
if you turned into a spider, shoulder would have been really conflicted about you.
I have one more. I have one more charge of this.
Who knows what he'll turn into next. All right. Benson, it is your turn. You've just witnessed your companion, who used to be a squid and is now a giant bull, be struck by fire. There's also a almost dead skeletal figure just behind Jason, plus the 2 more grim ones further beyond him. And the tentacles on the other side of the ship.
Okay. So Benson, seeing the commotion, is going to run up. He'll make it about there. And then,
Oh wait, that's disadvantage. All right, that misses.
Isn't he prone?
You can still can't you? Can you
oh,
make
yeah.
reactions when you're prone?
I think. Well, you already imposed disadvantage. I think he would have had
Yeah,
disadvantage.
if you
because he
attack
was
while prone, you're
but it doesn't
disadvantaged.
matter.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. He's trying to stab at your
Either way.
greaves or whatever, but you don't even hear the blade thunk dully into the ship at this point as he whiffs.
Yeah, like Benson just like Chad walks past him.
Yeah.
Doesn't even care.
Yeah. If he notices
Yeah,
at
music's too loud to hear it.
all. Yeah.
All right. So then, upon reaching this spot, Benson will look Baylor in his sunken eyes, and he will raise his blade to the sky, and he will say, "Even in this place shrouded in darkness, you, brother, are no threat to us." And a golden light will flash from his blade as he uses his channel divinity to turn the unholy.
Ooh. Okay. So how does this work?
So, all undead or fiends within 30 feet of me have to make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of me for 1 minute, unless they take damage.
Ooh. Okay. Well, it looks like the first 2 pass, although one of them is almost dead, but the one behind Baylor is almost immediately struck by the radiant light that blinds whatever amounts for eyes for this undead spirit. It attempts to shield itself, but then seems struck by the first proper emotion you've seen since it turned, and you can tell that it fears you.
Do I have a bonus action?
It would probably just be an item one right now, I think.
You know what? Here's what I'll do. Following this up, Benson is going to bring his sword to the Thimble of Lathandor on his shield, and he'll clasp it against it once, making a metal thunking sound, and then the light will begin to surround him.
Yeah.
As he casts Shield of Faith on himself.
Okay. +2 AC for the duration. Mithridates, you are up, shoulders on deck. And then it's tentacle
There's
time.
still tentacles to the south of me, right?
Yep. You've got eyes on multiple sets of tentacles.
Hey, we're all on deck.
Walls, by the way.
That does hit, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, 9 damage. Okay, all right.
Threes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Your Eldritch Blast sends a shriek of abyssal pain through the waters. Shoulder. You remember the Pencer skull locking into place, but there's so many targets, so much to do, and just as you seem ready to make your move, the watery marks that were so close to those tentacles seem to take shape in a more concrete manner.
I see. Why does it say Bane?
Oh, that's
He's
just
gonna be
because
the bane
that's
of your life.
that was the visual effect.
Ah. Alright. So 2 giant octopuses fucking
They
spawn behind me.
That's right. Basically, they manifested. Not unlike the previous pair.
But I mean, I get the sense, right, that I'm kind of just have to go bum rush Baylor with this skull.
Well, you get the sense, you just know that the Skull of Pencer had a reaction to Baylor's transformation.
I see.
That's what I can tell you.
All right. Okay. Shoulder does not necessarily want to be near all these problematic creatures, as squids usually are. And he will move away. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he will observe the scene. He will see the sailor on the ground and Baylor in the back, and he will look at Fred and observe Fred. Does Fred see him?
Fred sees you approach with one of his bug eyes, but the other seems focused on Baylor.
Hell yeah, it is. All right, petting Baylor, not Baylor, petting Fred. He will then target Baylor with a vicious mockery, saying, "I see where Jason gets it from."
Oh, wow.
Well, that is max psychic damage to Baylor, who for the first time changes his grisly smile for a grisly frown and looks over at you with a glare of death in his sunken eyes.
Yeah, he is disadvantaged on his next attack roll. Will be fine. And this thing on the ground is like half dead, right?
Yeah, that's like more than half dead. At last legs, I would say.
His fist
All right.
can finish it off, so I can have a clean shot at charging 20 feet at him.
Yeah.
That's what you think, but in all reality, here goes my last dagger.
I said fist, not shoulder.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Oh, he did roll a 15.
Oh, you
so
said
he
you
is.
were gonna fetch it. I thought you were saying.
All right. And just like that, the rattling bones fall silent as the second of the dwarven deckhands to turn into a undead monstrosity drops more completely this time.
Yeah, he already had a turn. He only wanted to give me something to fight down there.
Mithridates, one of the enormous tentacles that you had reached out for and struck with your eldritch blast, seems interested in returning the favor. Ooh, but it whiffs the assault. You're able to duck underneath it. The immense tentacle smashes into a nearby side of the ship, tearing a chunk of it off, and you watch in some surprise as it seems to almost regrow, the ink molding back into the original shape of the ship.
Well, that was creepy.
Fizz? You.
Oh,
So Fizz is now looking at Baylor,
That's right.
and he's like, "You shot fire at my friend? I'm the only one who shoots fire around here." And he's gonna cast his own Scorching Ray.
Ah. Targeting Baylor.
That's right. Let me change my target here. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, well, that definitely does not hit.
That does not hit.
don't you get an extra
Hey.
+2 for being on my back?
That hits. Yeah, but +2 is enough. Oh, +2 is enough for that, though. So you hit 2 out of 3.
Nice. Okay.
Oh my god, he has an 11 AC.
Yeah. Alright, a combined 11 fire damage racks Baylor as 2 of your shots thwap into him. One in his shoulder, the other straight in the chest, sending a flurry of flames throughout his ebony innards, briefly illuminating him to reveal a thick, pulsating organ you must imagine to be a heart. It's green and sinewy. There's a faint glow that is not from your spell that seems to have been activated by such a damage. And only then does it start to unfurl and open, revealing a much brighter green. One that Shoulder will be familiar with from his time with the Skull of Penser.
Okay. I think I'm gonna use Ruby Mandate to do Draconic Cry to try to frighten him.
Oh, okay. Let's see it. Ooh, that's a tough charisma saving throw. Oh, flat 16 to pass. Oh, I didn't reveal that.
Damn.
There you go.
No, that sucks.
Wow.
Well, that's my turn.
If only you got a
Captain
+2
was
to
a
Draconic
coward
Cry.
like this. You won't be scaring them anytime soon.
If only he didn't have a flat 0 and he had a negative modifier.
Yeah,
He
right.
wouldn't have passed.
Or if you had a +2 from your being on his head.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not an attack, so I don't
Yeah.
think you get a +2.
No.
Alright, Fred. I'm a willing creature.
Oh shit! He's gonna eat us both at once.
Fred looks over at you two, and after being pet by Shoulder, seems to inquisitively begin opening its immense maw.
Can I use my reaction to ask if Fred is about to do something evil to us?
Sure.
Shoulder will look at Fred and go, "Are you about to be evil to us?"
No.
Okay. Good enough for me.
You trust him?
I take it you also burned your reaction for that?
Sure. I don't care. It's not like I'm gonna use it.
He didn't do anything bad to me.
All right, are you both willing creatures?
Shoulder is.
I guess so.
All right. Well, let's see what happens.
He doesn't even know. Yeah, that's almost 12.
Okay.
You get sent to hell.
Yeah, Shoulder and Fizz get
Wake
their
up
own
in the
campaign
abyss.
now.
Fred the Frog
Wake up in a burner.
opens his enormous maw, and as you step towards it, it suddenly lunges around you, Shoulder, and swallows you and Fizz whole. For a moment, you, I'm sure your companions at this point are quite shocked to see you both vanish from reality and disappear inside Fred's now much more normal-looking gullet. But then, Fred begins to wobble and wander and steps right up next to Benson.
No. This is a poor choice.
This is a great choice.
It's okay, I have burning hands. This will be fine.
Yeah, he said he's not doing anything evil to us. He wouldn't lie.
Then Fred's eyes bug out for a moment, and you swear you hear him say, "Oh, uh-oh." I need Shoulder and Fizz to make a Constitution saving throw.
God. This is a poor choice.
Am I inspired by stepping into Fred?
You know what? Yes, I'll allow that. Okay.
17. Thank God.
Okay. Heat passes over you both. An extreme heat. One that you have never felt before, never been on the receiving end of. This magical fire seems to burn and leave nothing untouched. You feel as if your clothes and then your hair or scales, whatever it may be, are being lit afire, but somehow you manage to resist screaming out in agony. And then the fire is gone. But of course, to Benson and everybody else looking on, out from Fred's gullet passes a fireball.
Holy shit! What the fuck? When did he swallow that? Do you think he just has like a wizard in there? Like, just is casting spells?
What is...
Aaron Call is in his
was
gullet.
found from a
Holy shit! Holy!
Oh my fucking! I am very glad that I passed.
That's why I was begging for inspiration, because I knew something horrible was about to happen.
Well, he did roll pretty low. If it was any lower, I don't know if you guys would have made it. I'm gonna be honest.
You guys ever seen Dora, the anime? In it, there's a lizard man with he opens his mouth, and in the back of his throat is a guy's head, and it like he puts other guy's head in his mouth, and he's like, "Do you know who this is?" And the head's like, "I don't know who they are." And if he says no, then he just bites their head off. So like, I do think the frog man, our frog, literally has a wizard in his mouth that's just casting spells.
All right. But it's not the only thing. It's not just fire, and of course, insanely powerful arcane magic that emerges from Fred's gullet. No sooner does the flame strike, engulfing one of the skeletal sailors in it, and then sending Baylor into a frenzy of flames. Does Benson and everybody else bear witness to the expulsion of Fizz and Shoulder, who fly, basically both of you guys just get rocketed directly at Baylor.
We are the projectile.
Pushing him back and collapsing him into a heap that is swiftly becoming ash before your very eyes.
Fred.
Augustius,
Fred is useful, huh?
while that was quite the set of fireworks, you have other issues. I would say fish to fry, but they ain't fish. What do you do? He's looking, he's thinking.
Alexander?
He was just here. He was talking about anime.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hit the scary squid man.
Oh, okay.
With
Hey, Jason's not a squid anymore.
There are real squids,
I-
but that's okay. He's just watching. See you later, my Chinese.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me choose. Do I save Mithridates the Brother, or do I deal with Baylor?
I target the squid. I keep
Oh, you
forgetting
can
the
do that.
squid.
I'm fine with that dilemma. I'll make a nice wisdom check.
Okay, damn it. 3.
Oh my god, you threed.
I 3'd, and now I end my turn. Alright, see you in half an hour.
Alright.
Hey,
All
you
right.
can't be salty. The seawater isn't real.
I'm not salty. It's just, it is what it is.
What the fuck? How do I actually get the Baylor? Like, can I
You
move
don't.
here?
You can move
Is
over
this
the
crazy?
giant octopus because it's dead. So
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
Shoulder is not a willing creature.
you can just shove the crate out of the way. That's fine.
Okay. So yeah, Jason's gonna get on over. And he's gonna give him the horns.
Oh shit! You're attacking the Baylor that is nearly disintegrating already from fire.
Yeah, he's basically.
Oh,
dead.
yeah, I mean,
He's like, I'm
Stop
going.
dropping
I'm
all.
doing it. Oh,
I don't hit him though, do I?
How do you miss Ash, man?
I feel like. Three
Give
Crow,
me
what are the
inspiration.
rules about? Do you remember the rules off the dome about attacking a prone creature? Does that make it easier to hit or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
oh,
advantage.
damn.
Melee attacks have advantage.
Okay, there you go. All right,
There we
that
go.
does hit.
I was hoping he would still miss.
And I move 20 feet, so I get my charge damage.
Now it's straight towards the target. Fair.
That was a straight line.
Oh,
What is a straight line?
I really like that.
No. Well, I mean, you know, if you think about it.
Devastated by an ant. That was a shade of an ant that just got.
And I'm the drunk one, huh?
Ossifer, I swear.
Ossifer, that was a straight line.
I swear
sir.
that's a straight line.
Drunk-
It's a straight line.
I swear to drunk, I have not got.
Yeah.
No current here.
Well, he did move in a straight line. It's just, you know.
You
That's
moved
not
to a
how
straight line and then
momentum
immediately pivoted your head after. Yeah. it's really-
He drifted. Just.
And Shoulder and Fizz ducked to avoid them. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, to
I
avoid
will
the tank.
happily have them burn a reaction to duck.
We don't have it. We used it to talk to Fred.
I guess you're getting clothesline, boys.
It's just not, the guy's already at 0 health, and you're hitting him more.
You begin pummeling
I didn't
the.
know he was.
I did describe him as
There's
disintegrating.
no death marker on here.
No, he's not
I
dead.
hear
He's
burning.
just dying.
Yeah, he's
I
0
don't know,
HP.
right?
He's
He said he was
incapacitated.
turning to ash slowly.
That's not. That means he's still alive, guys. You begin pummeling
There's
the
no death
ashen.
marker.
You begin pummeling the ashen Valor right before your bullish eyes. Are you targeting anything in particular on Valor at this point?
Can I use my bonus action to determine what the fuck in my head that green heart could mean?
If you want to roll an Arcana check, that would give us some ideas.
Fuck.
As a bull, you get no bonus.
Well, I'm supposed to keep my regular checks.
Yeah,
but
I
don't
know.
have a bonus as frequent, so-
Your
Oh, yeah, I
attribute
do.
7. Yeah.
Oh, so that's actually a +0.
As a Jason, you get no bonus.
Yep. Correct. Wait, is your int actually 10 in?
Yeah, Jason's just an average
Yeah,
Joe,
he's
man.
An average intelligence. That makes sense. Okay.
He's got a high con, and
Yeah.
high wisdom.
Yeah. So, to your the only thing that the green glowing spiritual heart seems to remind you of is it does cast your mind back to when Shoulder would use the skull attached to his hip to channel the spirits. That's the only thing you can see.
Alright, then Jason will just be trying to turn the Ashen Baylor into a fine powder that he can spread out at sea or something.
Okay. Is that that's your full turn? Okay. All right, so okay, we're gonna say as Baylor continues to disintegrate, it only reveals more and more of his strange pulsating organ that seems to continuously ooze a bizarrely sickening liquid. And in doing so, the heart begins to pulse less and less frequently. Then, in what must be some sort of last gasp, Baylor's disintegrating mouth turns into some sort of hollow scream, and the heart rips from inside the chest cavity and rockets towards you, Shoulder. So I need a charisma saving throw.
All right. That's a
Oh,
You're possessed.
that would be really bad.
It would be pretty bad, but don't worry. All right, as the heart rockets towards you, the skull on your hip glows once more, and the heart seems to seek out that skull of Pencer and clob onto it, almost absorbing it, almost overwhelming it, and then slowly seeps into the skull. Play back the sound of every time we had blink change into a new form, that sound plays as you watch the heart pulse its way through into the skull, eventually disappearing and leaving a hollow, slow pulse of light from the eye sockets of Pencer's skull.
We're fucking assembling a dead god. Oh.
Then, as if on cue, the enormous tentacles rain in, grabbing hold of the silver lace very close to you all. You swear you see, for just a moment, the enormous head of this creature and its eyes regarding you with an unnerving intellect. Benson?
Augustius is happy where he's at.
Benson, what do you do in such a situation?
Hey, this thing's not reduced.
Benson will take a moment to gaze towards the creature and try to determine if it is hostile.
It seems as of now that the creature it does not lift its tentacles in hostility. Rather, it grabs at the silver lace with purpose. As opposed to using them to strike at you.
Benson will approach, standing over the ashes of Baylor, and he will call out to the squid. And he will say, in Celestial, the battle is over. We have defeated this shadow. Are you here to help us or to harm us?
The sounds that emerge from Benson's mouth are unlike any you have ever heard him utter before, to my knowledge anyway. And they resemble almost an angelic choir, as if some sort of hymn was being sung deep in a church or cathedral. Yet it undeniably emerges from Benson's mouth. Then there is a long pause. And from the deep waters made of ink, an abyssal murmur quakes the vessel that you stand on. And Benson, you hear the response. Sosmentos speaks to you. I listen. The heart of Jurgel is secured. More tentacles seem to sprout over the ship as this occurs. So, I mean, it's just a deep murmur that nobody but Benson understands, and more of the tentacles are starting to come aboard, so... We'll say there's free actions as far as this goes.
Oh, like we're out of initiative?
Yeah, we'll go out of initiative for the time being, but I'll keep the initiative tracker up for this moment. But if anybody else wants to jump in as Benson has this conversation with the great Kraken.
Shoulder is going to be looking at the skull and trying to figure out what the hell just happened to it. Even through the massive squid.
Okay.
And as he tries to figure out what is happening to it, he is slowly walking towards Fred.
Jason moves to fill the gap in the line, sort of looking at the giant creature in his bull form angrily, trying to figure out what exactly what exactly is happening right now. Looking from Benson to the giant with one bovine eye, because they got like eyes on each side.
Yeah.
And then looking with the other at Mentos man. Keeping his head lowered in that ready to charge stance that he's been adopting.
Benson sorry, will glance back to Shoulder, and he will say, "It says the heart of Jurgle has been secured and that it is listening. It did not specifically say whether it means to harm us or not, but it is not attacking for the moment."
Is it gonna like sink the ship while we're on it?
Vincent, how do you know what the giant monster squid said?
Wait, you don't speak Celestial?
You are a cleric, are you not, brother? Do you not speak Celestial?
Yes, I do, which is why I'm rather confused.
Well, was the creature speaking Celestial, Pronago? Or?
Yeah.
The creature.
Okay,
Oh,
then
what he said.
Hearing range?
Oh,
Augustius was
said,
pretty far, but the deep murmur was directed specifically at Benson, so it wasn't a question of like.
Whether you understood it.
It was more that it wasn't.
Never
it was
mind.
as if it was like that might as well have been its whisper, right? So.
Oh, okay. Never mind. But disregard that. I thought it was.
Right.
You know.
Well, you don't know that, so.
Yeah, like you don't. You
it's still a
heard a
reasonable question.
rumbling, but you couldn't make out any of the words. You probably heard
Gotcha.
Benson speak in Celestial,
No, okay.
so he started to talk to it. It's fine for Augustius there to be like, I heard no such thing or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just listen, brother. It's a giant squid. I'm sure you can hear it from here. And Benson will turn back to the squid and he will say, "Kid, it's Celestial. Can you help us escape from this realm?"
Somestos looks at you and says, "The power within me is to destroy, not to create. There is one among you who can journey this realm."
Is it Fred? No, he doesn't understand.
Yeah, if only you could speak Celestial.
I only speak Draconic.
Brother, is it the one who carries the heart, or is it the bull?
Your suspicion was correct. For the heart will see you through. For that particular
Benson,
comment, Augustius will be able to hear that, as well as the previous one about Somestos can only destroy, not create. That kind of thing.
Right. Augustus will say
Benson's words.
just under his breath, so basically only he can hear. I'm already quite tired of giant demons and talking gods and manifestations of deities, and I'm a cleric.
Benson
That
smirks
wasn't a
at
real
the-
roll. I was just checking to see if I can get Jason's languages to pop up, but it's not doing it.
Oh.
At Semestos' comment, and he says, "The heart only sees you through, brother. If destruction is your spirit, then at least destroy the ship after we've left it."
Jason will turn the Benson with a salty glare and say, Ask the damn creature to what deity it serves.
Do it, brother. I'm going to look around.
Benson,
Alright.
Benson,
Jason, flabbergasted, just stares at Benson for a long moment, considers cursing very loudly, and looks at Sosmestos, and then says in Druidic, "Do you understand this, beast?"
The waters beneath you swirl as if fomenting a response of their own. We hear you, man-thing. What do you seek to tell Somestos?
I seek an answer. To what do you serve? What deity? Does the sea bitch guide your sails? Or tentacles, in this case?
The gurgling of the water resumes as if some sort of twisted laughter from an unseen speaker. Somestos itself stares directly at you, but not with the same degree of intensity or understanding as it seemed to when looking towards Benson. And that swirling cacophony speaks back in Druidic. Umberly would possess these waters. For that, she secured the service of Somestos. It is how your journey began, is it not?
You telling me it was you that snatched our ship out of the water?
Somestos knows only how to destroy. It is not its will, but rather its curse.
Jason's eyes narrow for a moment, and he looks at the ashes of Baelor, and then up at the squid, and he says with a dangerous tone, "And what are the fates of those you destroy, beast? What of the good captain here, dragged up from his grave? What's happened to him since your visit to our little ship?"
The lilting waters continue to rock against the boat despite that eerie absence of movement that has become all too familiar during your time aboard the vessel. You would be surprised what you can dredge up from the abyss. Somestos here is already an achievement, considering it still walks the waters. As
Wait, this is
for
not
your...
Sylvester Sandstorm.
The waters are answering, but Semestos does not
Oh,
seem to
shit.
speak Druidic. Or if
Oh,
it does,
this is
it's
on
not
the-
speaking back at you.
Okay.
But as the creature or what creatures that are responding to you consider for a moment, there's a brief pause before they continue. Your captain may have been an artifice. It will require examination at your nexus. It's at
As
that
in, like, I
moment
might see him
that.
at the Nexus?
Wait, sorry, what would you say?
An artifice at the Nexus? I don't get it.
He's a pylon field.
He's going to look at when we get back to
Robot.
the temple.
Robot.
He's a
He might be an artifice.
Yeah, he is an artifice. Shoulder. It's about at this point, as Jason's considering that bewildering message from the deep, that you place the skull of Penser, now heavier in your hand than it was before, over the ashes of Baelor. Oh, Benson, he's paying attention. So, Shoulder, you look for any residual spiritual energies amidst the ashes. The skull doesn't seem to respond to any of the ashes themselves, but as you rise again, it does seem to snap its jaw back one more time.
So when I stand back up, its jaw snaps again.
Yeah, in the same way that it did when Baelor was first sighted as a transfigured person.
Can I roll an Arcana check to try and figure out what this means?
Sure. Though I will note that the octopuses that had been summoned previously have begun smashing the vessel and objects on it. Though the tendrils themselves, the giant tentacles, do not immediately.
My roll's sarcastic.
They are not joining in just yet. And you are not aware of why the skull may have had such a reaction. There's nothing that stood out to you in particular.
Shoulder would like to tentatively place a skull on the nearest, or the skull on the nearest tentacle.
The skull reacts in the same way that it did when examining the corpse of a soul-stripped animal before your cataclysmic fight with Versalin, in that it seems to initially respond as if searching for a spiritual entity, and instead the glowing subsides in a decidedly vacant manner. Oh. Benson, you examine the wheel of the ship. There are deep imprints upon the two main steering wedges that clearly have the size and make of a dwarven handprint on either one. Yet they're dark and ashen, as if burned into the fixture. There's also what at first is a shimmering, inky blackness gives way to some sort of streak of harsh red color, as if blood had been spilled upon this wheel. Yet, aside from that, there's no immediate area where you can imagine placing an object. The wheel itself seems to be unresponsive to the touch. You roboted still.
Matridites is wondering if death is preferable to this, whatever this is.
Communism?
Did somebody say communism?
Yeah, death is preferable to communism.
Oh, I don't think this is communism.
No, it's okay. We're in a world where Marx never lived.
Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't... Listen, I put some evil shit on you guys, but I wouldn't do that.
How much do I have to pay we used Three Crows peasant class, the all peasant party, and we play, Mao's Great Famine, like
The biggest threat are like the enforcers of law. Ah, okay. Well, let's process what Jason said first. The sea. Are you saying this? You're asking the deeps again, so I'm assuming you're saying it in Druidic, Jason.
yeah, I should have mentioned that.
That's fine. So you said the captain always made deals where it was necessary, but he never spoke of Jurgle. Why would he bare his heart? Why do the winds of fate keep pushing us together? And then, you pet frog. Okay. So, the sea sort of rumbles with a response that goes as follows. That is why we think the captain was an artifice after all. But your investigation will no doubt turn up the truth. The heart of Jurgle is quite important. And then, of course, at that point, it'll be Benson's turn to say what he says to you. But what's your religion check? 4. Oh. Well, as best as you can tell, Jason, the deeps, the deep spirits are likely referring to the captain not actually being a manifestation of his soul, and instead being brought here by other means, or manifested by other means. They alluded to Somestos being a creature that still lives, yet also being presented here as a feat of some magic, perhaps, or manifestation. Some power, anyway.
Okay.
And so maybe there's some connection there. It's about that time where Benson kind of cracks up and pokes in and says that his brother line from up there. I don't know if you read it already.
All right. So as Benson approaches, just before he hears that, Jason will say in his own tongue, not Druidic.
Yeah.
He will say, kind of whispering, but if he's paying real close attention, he'll hear Jason say, Vengeance on a ghost is no vengeance at all. And then he will he will get out of his stew position. Did I find that dagger, by the way? That sea stone knife?
You were looking for one that should have been on Baylor's person?
Yeah, because the original was also Baylor's. So, if this is a copy of him.
Right. You find no sea stone knife in your search, but you also find no other equipment, so it's hard to say why you might not find that, as his entire person and everything on his person had wilted away to ash before your eyes.
Gotcha. So rising with nothing but slightly dusted hands, Jason looks to Benson and says, well, let's see, he says, "Brother, place your hands over these marks with thank you, Captain's."
And Benson is confidently
With a
looking in a direction
sad-
he thinks is east, by the way.
With a sad look, Jason will say to Benson, "I don't think it was ever meant for me to guide this ship, Benson. Nor do I think the gods are gonna let it sail on through." And he looks down the ship towards the giant squids that are smashing it to pieces. "Shoulder's gonna be our escape, not my seamanship."
We get a brother check?
Brother.
I'm open to a charisma check if he wants to try it on me.
I was wondering if we could hear him or not, but I'm not quite sure. Sounds like we probably can't since he hasn't responded.
Jurgle got him.
Yeah.
Does Sweet Crow live in a third world country or something?
Yeah, Florida.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, well, yeah, that does count as a third country.
yeah.
No,
Brutal.
you're still Robo. Unfortunately.
Brutal.
You're gonna have to type
Type Crow.
the words per minute.
Brother Crow.
He's
Brother type.
typing!
Typing brother.
Yo, brother learned how to type?
Yeah, brother's a scribe.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Oh shit,
Oh my
he's
God,
loud.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, let me just
He's
Voice
back.
of God.
I think my hotspot is running out of data because literally nothing works.
Oh, okay.
That's not
But I could hear you guys talking, but I couldn't type anything. I can't make any rolls.
Right, yeah.
I
That's
couldn't.
alright. Well, you can watch the stream from your phone, I guess, like in Discord stream or whatever, and then I'll just kind of move you around a little bit if you need to be. All right, so Shoulder, as you pet Fred the Frog, his bug eyes. Oh, I see a dot. His bug eyes look you over and seem to. Holy shit! His bug eyes look
Yeah,
you
right.
over and seem to stare at you, in shock. Then,
You've been persuaded.
oh fuck, devastated. Then
No, I got the advantage check, so Jason will
Yeah.
reluctantly place his hands on the wheel and attempt to steer the ship that's being strangled by a giant
Right.
squid.
Yeah. As Jason places his hands upon the markings, Fred's eyes fall upon you, Shoulder, and there's a profound before he asks, "Friends again?"
Shoulder will look over his own shoulder to Fizz and look at Fred, and he will say, Well, the fireball is pretty cool. And, well, you were evil to me. I don't know how soon I can get over that. You didn't tell me.
You didn't tell me.
You didn't ask.
But isn't he still evil?
What did he say?
You didn't ask.
I mean, that's a fair point, honestly.
You know, that's more reasonable than I expected something you said to sound.
Yeah. I mean, it is generally a fair point, you know. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he lied, right? You just were like, Fred, are you evil?
Yeah.
And then he said, yes.
Yeah, I mean, so you know, if anything, he's honest. That's a virtue, you know.
Fred is a very honest frog.
Well,
All right, let me ask
Look you in
one.
the eye as he eats your family.
Let me ask you one more question, and you have to be honest. Why were you near Versalin? How did you get atomized in the first place?
I felt bad for being evil, but I couldn't help in time.
Well,
You believe him. Or do you? I don't know.
that's a nat one insight check. You tell me.
I'd say you're not really sure of anything anymore, Shoulder. This has been a very confusing session so far for you.
Have you ever lied to me?
I wasn't allowed to lie. So no.
Have you lied to me since?
No, now it's a habit to not lie.
Well, in the words of Benson over there, perhaps there's good in you yet, brother. And he'll pet the frog. Yeah.
It's about this point that Jason makes an effort to properly set sail. There's a strange green light that glows in the distance, directly where Benson is staring off towards. And as that light begins to connect with the party's eyes, Fred's bulbous eyes finally shut for what seems like the first time, perhaps since any of you have set eyes on Fred. A strange sensation washes over some members of the party, whilst Jason has a sense of almost serene calm come over him, as if making amends for one final time. Shoulder won't feel much of anything different than the confusion and hope in this newfound faith in Fred. And Benson will, of course, have the same stoic sense of faith and courage. But the rest of the party will be a little bit less positive. Fizz, a name you have tried to forget for many a moon, washes up in your subconscious, screaming out at you in the same way that fellow kobold screamed for assistance. The screams that you put out of mind as you fled the scene. Not the first time you had fled, but what you wanted to be the last time. That same roiling guilt seems to crash into Augustius as well, but not for leaving a man behind, rather for leaving himself behind, losing himself to untold amounts of anger and fear. Mithridates, that guilt, that sensation of wrongdoing never atoned for, wells up within you perhaps most powerfully. And it seems as if it was destined to come to this. You remember the shifting shadows. You remember how your statue gazed back at you and inspired a sense of dread. But now you know unquestionably what awaits when your trial is set to be undertaken. And with the waves of guilt come a sense of duty, of importance, of fate thrusting itself upon you. And then, as the tentacles of destruction begin to fade away from view, it's as if the vessel itself is sailing past them. The onlookers will be quite surprised as Somestos withdraws from the vessel. Then, the marks of battle seem to fade as the many casualties fade from vision. Even the ashes of Baelor seem to be gone, if not forgotten. And just like that, one blink later, you find yourselves back within the spiritual nexus. A baleful green glow lighting Jason's statue as you all emerge back where you were.
You return. Benson would like to... Oh shit, okay, everything loaded at once. Benson would like to walk up to Jason, put a hand on his shoulder and smile and say, "Brother, you've done it. You've always been the captain. You need only take the wheel of your own dreams."
Jason looks at the hand and looks up to Benson and says, "I am the captain of my life. It took a lot of sacrifice to realize that. And now it's time to decide on a destination." And he looks to one of the statues. One of the statues that's next, without a word.
Maybe the one right across, that's Mithridates, or one of the other two and further down.
Oh yeah, Mithridates.
Yeah. Do we return with Fizz on top of me, or?
No, it's back to when, like, the same positions you were in prior to your initial journey.
Shoulder would go and find Fizz, and I guess would see he's visibly upset.
Yes.
And he would go, "What's wrong?"
Nothing's wrong. I'm okay. And he's clearly not okay.
This place has the ability to bring out the worst possible feelings. Are you sure you're okay?
I am totally okay, I think.
That doesn't sound like you're okay.
It'll be fine, I'm sure. I think. You know what? I don't want to talk about it.
Stepping over, Jason says, regardless of whether or not you want to talk about it, little Fizz, come up. There are 2 more statues now. One of them's
3.
yours.
Wait, you mean we're gonna fight squids in my past too?
If squids are what hunting you, then aye. But something tells me that's not it now, is it, laddie? And I'm becoming the wrath.
Shoulder is going to
There's
look
no
at
sense.
Lead back to Narath.
Shoulder is going to look at Jason, and he's just going to try and quietly shush him before turning back to Fizz and saying, "Well, unlike some of us, I understand that you may not want to talk about it, but, well, at least I'm here if you want to, and I suppose he's probably not wrong in that it may come up forcefully."
It's just I don't know what to say.
You know, Fizz, that's all right. My first time here, that was probably the most relatable sentence. It was a very long week. So, and I talk a lot, and I didn't even know what to say. So, I get it.
I'm glad you understand. Maybe we can talk about it later when I'm not well, whatever I am right now.
Yeah. We should take some time to allow me to study whatever the hell is going on with this skull. And everyone can calm down for a bit before we go and touch Mithridates' statue.
Oh, we're gonna learn about Mithridates? I don't know anything about him.
I mean, he's so quiet. There's probably nothing really that important in there.
Mithridates awkwardly says, let's just get this over with.
No,
Or perhaps we
I
should
bet
see if
it's something
there's
really
a
boring.
Godspeed.
Well, hold on, everybody.
Perhaps if we were to visit his realm, we would learn his kobold name.
Oh, now that's a good idea.
Alexander?
He's been sleeping.
All right, fair enough.
We can just say Augustius also fell asleep. He got so mad he fell
Well,
asleep.
we do need the short rest.
No, Augustius did not fall asleep. Augustus has been active and dealing with his grandmother. So I've heard everything.
Okay.
But I'm almost done.
Okay.
All right,
I'm just finishing
you're
up.
good.
We'll occupy ourselves with what Fred the Frog did as he approached Jason, opening his impossibly large maw. Wait, no, are you actually here? Can you do stuff? I thought you were.
Yeah, I just want to say something before I
Okay.
have to get up again, and that's that. Augustus won't say anything, but he will kind of like meet Fizz's gaze and kind of give him a look of acknowledgement. You silently say things
Mhm.
with your eyes. that
Right.
he's going through whatever he's going, whatever Fizz is
Right.
going through.
We're feeling a lot of similar things.
Yeah, we're united in our kobold misery.
That's right.
So, okay,
Our
be right
kobold
back.
guilt.
All right. So Fred the Frog approaches Jason and, opening his impossibly large maw, extends his tongue towards Jason, which has upon it a sea stone knife that matches Baylor's make exactly.
Jason looks at it and looks at Fred and tentatively reaches out to take it. A thankful look in his eyes, he says, I was looking for this. I hope it's a sign that the captain is able to find some rest.
I don't know about that, but it seemed like you wanted that.
Yeah, this is the Stitch Good arc from Lilo and Stitch, where he just tries to do nice shit to people and still kind of does odd shit every once in a while.
Yeah, like opening his
Well,
maw
Jason-
in an offering.
Yeah.
Jason reaches out a hand and tentatively pets Frog between the eye stalks. And he says, It's a nice thought anyway, regardless of how true it is. That's often the best you can ask for when dealing with the sea bitch. Or Versalin, for that matter.
Shoulder is going to pipe up, and he's going to say, "Are we gonna take a bit so I can study the skull of whatever's going on with it right now, or are we just going straight into Mithridates' statue head?"
Let's take a rest for a moment, lick our
You
wounds
really have
again.
no choice because Mithridates walks up to the statue.
Oh shit!
Bro, let
Oh,
a short rest, please, God.
Let's
get
Nope.
after it.
We're getting it over with.
He's going for
Shoulder-
it.
Bro, we're gonna
Touching-
die. I have no spell slots or health and one transformation.
Shoulder is gonna bend down to offer Fizz his shoulder.
And Fizz will climb aboard since apparently it's
All
time
right, well.
for whatever's about to happen.
It's trauma time.
It's trauma time.
I heal 5.
All right.
So bring me up to 20.
Fizz takes shoulder, and
Hey,
shoulder
wait a
will
second, that
say,
didn't work. Oh wait.
Who's low? Who has what health?
I have full health, so Fizz is fine. He's just used some spell slots.
Alright, Gustius is wounded. Well, I can't see Benson's health bar.
Oh yeah, Benson.
I'm at full health, but I could, if I take a short rest, I'll recover my channel divinity, which is useful.
Well,
Let's,
Mithridates is
speed
not giving us a choice, so it's do your action that you can do the heal right now. So Jason, seeing Mithridates head towards the statue in the same way that he wandered off, says, "God damn it." And then he forcefully shoves a healing potion into Augustius's hand, saying, "You better not die now out there."
Shoulder will start sprinting and saying, "Come on, Fred!" And he lost his again.
How's that even possible?
I literally didn't
So
do anything.
Augustius has the health potion. I put mine down to 0. I had 2 on me. I drank
Okay.
1 and I gave 1 to Augustius. Can I swap out augury for a different spell?
What is the normal rule for how druids do that?
Normally, you have to pray during a rest for a certain amount of time.
Well, didn't you guys take a rest before going into your statue, or no? I think you guys did, right?
We
A
did.
short
There was
rest.
a short rest.
So I mean, if you want to swap it out for something else, feel free.
Gotcha.
We should wait for Augustius to get back, or Alexander to get back before we proceed. Which is actually kind of
yeah.
epic because I have to pee. But
Same.
anybody doing anything before?
Yo, it's
Yeah.
potty time.
As they are, as at least as shoulders running, he's gonna say probably more loudly than he wanted to. I would have liked to check for Goatcag or Kyle's safety, but whatever.
Well, it looks like we don't have any time, so
Alexander wants to punch Lucy in the face.
Alexander.
understandable.
No,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah, OC.
Oh, okay.
It's punch time.
Well,
It's punch time.
That's
Augustius,
his real.
Augustius, as you sort of come out of your reverie and see your compatriots moving forward, Fred, I almost called him Fred because you said punch. Fred looks to you and inquisitively offers his entire gaping maw to you.
Augustius lets out a very long sigh. I want you to know, Fred, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I hate you.
Fred's maw snaps shut, and he says, I just thought you were too important to walk. And then begins walking away.
It's okay, any combat is going to be one-sided. Don't worry.
Say there's no vor.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna be fighting like the ghosts of dead orphans, so we're okay.
No, we're probably going to
Fred
go
would
to the
stay
middle
behind
of an
shoulder.
actual war.
50-50.
All right, is it
I think it's appropriate for this to be pee time.
good time for that string to hit there? Be done. All right, BRB.
Duty is a heavy crown.
I mean, I guess I could just cast Bark Skin in the next fight. Like, imagine a bull with wood skin, but... I still have the second level slot.
I can't wait to do nothing except just cast, my
Extra
cantrip
cantrip.
every turn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun. Very engaging. Riveting stuff.
I tried to post a variant rest system where you could get spells back on a short rest, but nobody was like, "Hey, Perniger, you need to implement this right now."
Pro has been giving us spells for short rest, though.
Yeah,
He
he just
did.
gives us back.
He gave us. He
spell
gave
slot,
me one
yeah.
spell slot. He gave a second spell slot too. But that might have just been because it's my
But did he
statue.
do it this time?
But he gave everyone else a spell slot too. I remember that.
Yeah, I got a spell slot back. It was one of my second level spell slots, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not good at support, and I'm not good at offense right now, and this sucks.
Alright. Should I do spike growth or moonbeam?
I know what either one of those is.
Channel your inner World of Warcraft druid.
Oh no, wait, okay. Are we facing hordes here, or are we facing a boss? Because I can do
Hordes.
crowd control with the spike growth.
Hordes.
We get 10 rounds of.
If we're
Well,
fighting
let's see,
hordes, I mean, like I'm completely useless, so I will just if I get
We're
up
about
again,
to step into
This
the-
is. You can
If
ride the bull.
yeah, true.
That would be pretty good.
If I get up again, just to have Augustius cast Sacred Flame on whatever, so
Closest enemy, probably.
You can ride the bull,
we're
and then you can grapple people that I hit. With your bonus.
we're about to witness the first orphan regiment versus 10,000 emus.
Actually, Fizz, Sacred Flame. I mean, not Fizz, Augustius. Sacred Flame is a fire attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No,
I
it's a
have-
radiant attack, I think. I think it does radiant damage, not fire damage.
Do you want some oil that you can maybe try and ignite with that radiant damage? We can argue with Pro that it's actually, totally, that's how that works.
It says radiant, so it's kind of hard to argue there. It's flame-like radiance. That's what it said.
A flame like might just be enough. I mean, you can technically start a fire with a sunbeam. if you're patient enough and you have a magnifying glass.
If you have a
I imagine
solid-
something that's actually capable of burning, like actually hurting you, would be able to set off something.
Well,
What happened to my oil? Oh.
I want to take a clip of Shambler saying, "Do you just want some oil?" and then make it so that every time Jack pings the Cosmonarch, Dad posts that as an MP3.
Wait.
I don't get it.
I know
Sorry.
why. The oil was Narath, but however, Jason has very heavy alcohol. You can make Molotov cocktails.
True.
Would Jason do that? In character, would Jason do that?
Jason
I mean, he
has
can't-
been
he
dropping text blobs about reaching for booze and then remembering it doesn't work anyway. And
Yeah,
being-
so why would he care? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So Jason, when Jason throws the potion into your hand, like forcefully shoves it into you and says, "Don't die," you'll also see that there's. He gave you a whole bandolier, and on it are also 2 or 3 large bottles of alcohol. Very strong stuff from the label.
Augustus just. He's just so impassive right now. He makes no response.
I'm trying to give your character something he can do tactically in the battlefield.
Well, yeah, I know that, but Augustius, his reaction is just like he's not going to argue with anybody. He's just accepting whatever happens. He has nothing to say, and he knows it's kind of completely pointless to argue with anybody about anything. So he's just like, yeah, I gotta finish my trial, and apparently that means I have to put up with these morons the entire time.
How charming.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of it, Augustius will learn the true power of friendship.
The true power of brother.
Duty is why he's here, and for no other reason.
Just a heads up, Pronago, Augustius needs all my bottles of alcohol moved to his inventory. There was 3 of them.
What a
True.
sentence.
I don't think that's how alcoholism works.
I passed
Here's
it
the
on,
logic,
so-
right? The booze might not like work in terms of like getting us drunk, but that's because we're dead. He can still use Sacred Flame to blow up and ignite things.
Yeah, I heard the.
So he throws
I
a
heard, I
bomb.
heard the conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. See.
We'll see if you guys decide to do that in combat. That might be a thing to do.
Watch it
Assuming-
be purified into pure water.
Assuming
Holy water.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
holy water.
Boil the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, holy water works too. We've been facing.
I mean,
a
if
lot
they're
of
if they're undead, it would work. Yeah.
You.
Listen, I had to do some purging. There are no undead in this city.
Man.
this
mean-
entire memory must be purged.
By fire be purged.
There's no undead and there's no orphans, if you know what I mean.
Not anymore.
By trauma.
Are they still orphans if they're dead?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good point.
Dude,
Brother.
it's even worse than you think. Mithridates made them orphans and then killed them.
Brother.
My daddy went off to fight in the war.
As Mithridates is killing people, he's like, brother, it's okay. You're just angry. There is good in you. He's just like slaughtering children.
I think it was more a situation of like Mithridates was either ordered to kill everyone off, right? So it's like or
Irrelevant.
kill you, or not following
Irrelevant.
orders, or
Irrelevant.
So then it's only partial.
can you? Or he knew that his commanders were gonna go berserk, and he simply stood by and let it happen. That's my bet.
Well, both of them are really evil.
Well,
yeah,
let's find
sure,
out.
but it's not the same as like driving the people, to the death camps. you know,
Watch
it's-
Mithridates be like truly evil, and he's like maniacal and has no guilt, and he's just like, yes, I did kill them. Yeah.
Is everybody
I'm
here?
the only
life's
person that
purpose.
actually deserves to be here.
Imagine it's like it's his first interaction with his patron, and his patron convinces him to go on like a rampage, and at the end of it, he's like, "All right, I did it," and then his patron just goes, "Ha, got him! What a fucking idiot!"
It'd be really funny. It'd be funny if he was like, "Wait, you weren't supposed to. I was just kidding, you idiot. You're a psychopath."
Dude, what if we go through this memory and we all come out of this memory and we're all just like, yeah, we're leaving him here.
He doesn't get to reincarnate.
You can't do this to me.
sorry, Mithridates, but you're not coming to Sovereign
You've been voted off from Jurgle Island.
Yeah, exactly. Your tribe is spoken. Oh boy.
Are we actually going into the memory this session? I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's here, right?
Yep, I'm here. I'm
Hell yeah.
By the time
drinking alcohol and munching tuna.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. We got Fred. We got Augustus. We got Ben. I heard Benson. I heard Three Rather. I heard Jason. Obviously. Yeah, I think everybody's here. Okay, so. By the time the rest of the group is caught up with Mithridates, he is already well underway in terms of the ceremony required to bring forth the memory, the trauma, as it were. Mithridates, your own sunken complexion looks back at you through this statue, and once again you feel that sensation of known evil struck upon your soul. But you press on regardless. A faint smell of a bubbly lake and a rich, verdant forest seems to sneak up on your nostrils and overwhelm your senses all at once as your vision collapses into nothing but a sheer darkness before slowly flitting through towards a dancing set of lights. The ink bottoms out beneath you. But at the end, as it swallows the rest of your party whole, you arrive back in the Corrin Spring on a fateful time the last place you would ever want to be again for the last time you were here. It was on a military operation in a non-military zone. The rest of you will behold what seems at first to be a relatively plain depiction of an inkblot forest. Faint, silvery spheres hang from some of the trees, a clear attempt at depicting fruit. Others have small gaps and indents where flowers would be. But the roiling ink that responds to your feet seems to be pressing towards the mound to the north.
Daddy's gestures to everyone and says, well, just follow me. Well, let's get this over with.
This doesn't
Like I
seem
mentioned,
that bad. It's just a forest.
Yeah, what are we gonna get attacked by animals again? Wait, I shouldn't say that. Last time we died.
Augustius appreciates Mithridates just wanting to get this over with.
He's very casual about it. He's just like, okay, guys, we'll just fucking go through my trauma, and then we'll be done with it.
That's how Augustius feels.
Jason asked Mithridates a question.
Yeah, you gotta say it out loud. He wasn't looking at chat.
Mithridates.
Everyone's talking.
Mithridates just shrugs and looks sheepish. Because he doesn't quite know how to explain.
Mithridates, as you step forth above the, scaling the mound, you catch sight of a woman you had not seen in quite a long while. Sirate was her name. She stands, or sits rather, atop a stool, looking disinterestedly towards one of her several daggers, as if inspecting it for imperfections, but only in a half-hearted manner. You recall this is the place where your operation was planned. Yet there were more among you than just Sirate and yourself.
Mithridates walks up and asks, where is everyone? Why are only you here?
Ah, she says in a trademark posh voice, still examining her dagger more than she examines you, though she does flit her gaze over towards you for a moment. Well, I had expected you to be here a bit sooner. I'm afraid we had to begin the operation without you. But you don't think that will be a problem?
He just says quietly, we had a job to do. He knows this isn't real.
Indeed, we did have a job to do. And we were pretty good at it, weren't we? As she scoffs, she finally sheathes the one dagger and produces the other. It had been struck into the stool that she had been sitting on, and almost seems like it almost seems like the way that she had been like stabbing it into the stool had been personal, and when she plucks it up, there's blood running from the tip of the dagger. She doesn't seem to respond to this, but as she examines this one just as closely as the previous, she looks over at the rest of your troop and says, I see you've brought some mercenaries. Even some humans. That's cruel. And she lets out a rather uncomfortable laugh.
No more cruel than we were, he says.
I just realized that I think because of... Oh wait, no, I think I could do it. There you go. I think I fixed Shoulder's vision finally.
Thank God. I was trying to move all the way around so I could figure out where the fuck I was.
They were speaking in common this whole time, not
Yeah,
Elvish?
correct. Oh, I hear somebody writing something.
What was that?
Writing directly onto the mic, apparently.
No, I think that's Benson. I think we can hear you now, Threecrow. If that was you.
But you might be picking up background noise because I'm usually on push to talk, but now I'm on my phone because the
internet still
hotspot
hasn't come
wasn't like
back
dying.
yet. Right. Anything you're looking for in particular, Jason? She's got a slender build. She's quite striking for an elf. But she does have a sinister look upon her face, especially when she sizes you and Benson up.
Military insignia and faction signals or sigils. Also, anything that might point to a time period that this is taking place in, like a style of dress, for example, that was popular during a certain period. Even though that's a bit of a reach, you get what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So I think we can say, looking at it, it's probably safe to say that her attire is, maybe of slightly uncommon fabric from what you've seen, but her equipment, her regalia is actually, it seems like it's completely absent, almost as if it was deliberately, unmarked. It's conspicuously absent, I would say. And she looks like she is prepared for war or some sort of military move. And that seems to match the talking that you've heard so far. Her, like I mentioned about her attire, it's something that seems to be made of a fabric that is not frequently used these days, so it does indicate some age, but it's worldly enough that it could just be a different culture or a different process of making it. So it's hard to say in any event.
Shoulder is going to pipe up and he's going to say, should we be fighting?
Sirate looks towards you and says, the talking bird might be right. Mayhap it's time to get our blades dirty. As she begins to scale the ladder down, she plops down in front of Mithridates And with a rather dismissive flick of her wrist, there's a sudden stirring further down the mound, yet still within vision of the party. Seemingly at her behest, 3 more elven silhouettes appear in the distance, yet they are certainly not still with the living. These skeletal warriors stand ready, and Mithridates, you will recognize at least their silhouettes as clearly being a part of your troop.
You summoned Skeletoni.
I guess you don't choose your traumas.
Sirte steps forward and then turns over to Mithridates and says, "The defenseless whelps aren't going to rid themselves of this world. Are you coming?"
Mithridates will follow.
Odysseus says, not necessarily in a whisper, but not loudly. Could she be more obviously evil if she tried?
I don't think so. I think she might be more evil than Fred.
I think that's true.
Shoulder will say, Did we catch her name? Also, on my run, I found physical.
Yeah, once I can fix you in a moment. I think. Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got logged out because my hotspot died, and now I'm on the join screen, but I can't choose my own name.
Interesting. Yeah, because you're
You're
still
logged
in.
in, but not logged in. Right.
I can try kicking you.
All right, yeah, do that, and I'll refresh.
Yeah, let me make sure that didn't delete your user, though. I don't know how that worked.
You've been permanently
It said
banned.
kicked from the world, so I don't know if that just means you got to relog or what. But
Kicked
oh, it
for
looks like
life.
you're back in.
No, I'm still on the join screen.
What the hell?
Well, let me try something else here.
Yeah, you're still
I don't know.
you do exist in the world, so there is that.
It's good to know that three crow exists.
That's right.
I'm glad.
We all need a brother in these dark times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try joining from a different browser and see if that helps.
Sometimes that will help.
Does Three Crow live like in the middle of nowhere, Florida, or something?
No, he's just got an internet outage
well,
today.
Yeah.
Okay.
The internet died in my neighborhood like 8 hours ago, and the internet company still doesn't even have an ETA.
Nice. Ain't that swell?
Very silly.
That's still within.
What are you getting Starlink?
Yeah, that's the real question. That like 8 hours ago is within business hours, so I really don't know.
Yeah, well, it's like I might not know how to build like an internet tower or something, but I can tell you from the work that I do that you show up, you see what is broken, you figure out how long it's going to take to order it, and then you know how long it's going to take to fix it. So the fact they don't have an ETA is bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's just because they don't care.
Or it's really bad.
Oh, I can log in now.
Fuck yeah.
3 days of no power. That's enough for a riot.
Bread and
Jason-
circuses.
Jason
Bread and
wasn't
circuses.
born when the events of this memory happened.
Who wasn't?
Jason. Everybody here. They weren't alive when the events of this memory happened.
Yeah, maybe I'll see
Hey,
a clue
I
that
don't know how old
gives
Fred
me a history check to figure that out.
I'm in the game. Now I can kill Lucy's mistress.
That's why he killed all the orphans.
So he killed
He
the
lost
because
his.
they
He
made-
lost his lady. Yeah.
Oh, he got his lady by killing the orphans.
She was like, if you want to date me, you're gonna have to prove you're willing to murder hundreds of children.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
was
you're
like,
not willing to
listen,
murder
man, I
hundreds
don't
of
believe in
children?"
having kids.
I'll do
And
that
he was
thing you
like,
always
"Oh,
wanted
man."
me to do if you just let me bathe in the blood of these orphans before.
All right. Now that we've
Jesus.
sorted out our technical issues, Sirte pauses and looks around and says, with like a nostrils flared as if to attempt to sniff them out, she says, "Oh yes, they are close." Jason, your attempt at examining the attire and the armaments of the undead don't really bear much fruit, as the weaponry seems timeless and the attire is more than most outfits here, markedly made of ink. Though your contemplation of this matter is interrupted when there's like a sudden cry from what sounds like a youth, only to be quickly hushed, coming from the south. Sirte then looks to Mithridates and gestures with one still bleeding dagger towards the southern pass. After you.
Mithridates summons his glaive and trudges forward.
Jason pipes up and says, "The hell you think you're doing? He's the ranger. Shouldn't you're a big boy here?" And he points to the biggest looking skeleton. "Be going ahead. What kind of operation you think you're paying me for?"
You're not getting paid, Jason.
He's playing the part, goddammit.
Sirte,
And so is Mithridates.
yeah, Sirte smirks but says nothing, and Mithridates, as you approach, you see a woman and her young son huddled off to the east, as well as a woman and her young daughter huddled to the west. There's already bodies of other fallen, all women or children, littering these watery fields, and the unmoving ink seems to have frozen the lake's waves in place.
I don't. Just a disclaimer: I don't think it's intentional. I can control the skeleton.
Which one?
All of them.
Yeah.
Necromancer moment.
Yo.
Hold
Oh,
on,
I
send
can
you
control
back.
this skeleton at the top.
You guys probably all can control this.
Oh no, I can't. That's funny.
We are all puppets in this twisted memory.
They've been added to the party.
Are you responding to what Jason says? Or does?
Shoulder will not be able to see that because he's not looking at Jason.
Devastating.
I
You
touch
are not
you.
making eye contact. Okay, you physically make
Like-
contact with me, and then I look at you, and then I will put it together and message you saying,
Okay.
"Hello."
Jason messages back, "Get behind me."
Oh, is the bad lady bad? He says that in the message.
Lady bad.
Jason will prepare an action that if it looks like Mithridates is about to stab some children, he's going to cast a spell before the lady or the undead have a chance to react.
Okay. And what does Mithridates do?
Goes to stab.
All right, so while he's walking towards the children to stab them, Jason's gonna say, "All right, that's enough now," and cast Spike Growth. Oh, that's okay. He's gonna take a step back
Yeah.
and then not get himself caught.
Oh,
in
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Cast Spike.
Okay, so
Oof.
Isn't the damage only if I move?
You're not even in
It's
it.
Not you.
It's-
yeah, you're
He's
safe.
triggering the fight so that you don't have to murder children in front of us.
I'm not real.
Because he kind of got the gist of where this is going.
They're not real children.
That's what he told himself the first time too.
Yeah. This isn't
No,
the first
time was
time.
their only human.
Oh yeah. there
Well,
you go.
simultaneously to the spike growth, Benson is running up and trying to grab Mithridates' shoulder to stop him from progressing.
He's a willing creature.
The children and their mothers can only cower in fear, attempting to be as silent as possible. Meanwhile, as the spike growth emerges and becomes almost impossible to navigate terrain. Let's see. So it's only when they move, so they don't take the damage right now. But they take that damage for every 5 feet they travel. And it's difficult terrain, okay. But it looks natural. Okay. So it doesn't actually...
Yeah, so basically, Jason...
Yeah. You set a trap.
Jason, mutters some words in Druidic, and he starts just sprinkling salt, into the air, and
Yeah.
winds take it, and all of a sudden the grass gets a little taller, roots start moving in strange ways, but only when they're not looking. The forest just begins to start creeping around them before suddenly things are a lot more hairy than they remember them being, if they can remember at all as undead.
So I think you get to roll the 2d4 for every 5 feet that they move.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so they haven't
2d4
moved
each
yet.
time, yeah. So the first time they move, it'll be 3. Well, the first time one of them moves, it'll be 3. Well, how long does that last? Is that,
10 turns.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
No, it's 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's 10
Yeah,
minutes.
it says 10 minutes.
Oh, based.
Perfect.
So,
well, that's
infinite
fine.
turns.
They don't, they aren't moving right now, so they haven't noticed it yet. But they're watching Mithridates with, interest. And the woman in particular seems very amused as Benson moves to stop Mithridates. I will say, I don't think you guys... I don't think you guys will notice. Like, you'll notice that the ground has been adjusted by Jason's magic, but I don't think either of you would necessarily, or all three of you, because Fisp's shoulder and Augustius are right there. I don't think any of you would have noticed it, per se.
Well, Benson will say to Mithridates, Brother, you are not your past. You do not have to do this.
And how do we get out of here?
Face that which made you what you believe you are. Prove that you are something else.
Oh, how do I do that?
Benson will look back towards the elven woman and then to Mithridates. It is you who decides where your blade falls.
Can Shoulder hear this?
I don't think they're making an effort to be quiet, are they?
No.
I'm
Yeah. So.
All right. Upon hearing it is you who decides where your blade falls, Shoulder will laugh and say, "Ah, bad lady, bad."
That laugh sound is so smooth. I love it.
Sirte looks over towards you with a raised eyebrow, Shoulder, and says, "You call me bad? Have you seen what they have done?"
Is that racist?
Remember, kids, the power of racism can make you shrug off good birds laughing at you.
I don't need to see because it's pretty obvious you're bad.
Mithridates won't remember Sirte being so evil. But, you know. Sirte resumes her watching of Mithridates, but does raise one hand. It's at that point that the skeleton closest to Mithridates steps forth, incurring 3 points of damage from the spike growth as it lurches up out of the inkblot forest floor to strike. Sirte's smirk turns into a slight bit of surprise, and then once again rests into a... You know, some people have RBF, but she's got REF, resting evil face.
Jason will say, "Seems the forest doesn't agree with this course of action, milady. Perhaps it's worth reconsidering."
Shoulder will whisper to himself, for all to hear that can hear his whisper. "Ah, bad lady, stupid." Yeah, I like how every small joke gets Balethal. It's really good.
Every joke gets me.
Well, he's Fizz, so it makes sense that
Yeah.
he would be
Yeah, it
laughing to
completely
support
makes
you.
sense. Yeah.
Those are in-character chuckles.
Yeah,
That's
true.
right.
True.
Mithridates, with this moment upon you, what do you do?
Mithridates is gonna charge the skeletoni that moved
Oh, he's charging
Without-
fast.
and he's gonna stab.
Advantage that's restrained.
Is it restrained?
Not restrained.
No, it's not.
Is it?
But I wanted it to be.
It's not entangling.
I figured this would be better because we can sort of keep them in here repeatedly,
Yeah.
and they can just keep taking the damage.
Yeah, they can't
Um,
resist it.
Yeah,
Bonus
there's
action
no...
shove.
Bonus action shove.
Yeah, bonus action shove. Unironically do that. Why not? If you can push him 5 feet.
Yeah, and then he takes damage, right?
Yeah, he does. He takes damage. Also, he has to move through difficult terrain again. Do it.
And take more damage.
Bonus action Spartan kick.
Yeah, we can say that Mithridates is transferring the force from his failed strike with his packed glaive into a shove if he wants to do that. It'll just be an athletics check. Ooh, you
He has
pass.
more inherent bonuses.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's the check to meet, right? Oh, I guess I don't remember how that works.
Well, he's attacking, so the skeleton
Would have to
if
like
we're
the
making it an
Mithridates
armor
is the
check, I
check.
don't know.
Is the
Yeah.
DC, yeah. But I like the idea of the tiebreakers, so we're gonna shove him back and make him deal. He take 2d4 damage
I'm a
again.
real person,
Yeah,
so
I tie break in favor of.
I'm a real person.
Yeah.
Takes 5 damage.
It's not as much as the pack glaive probably would have done, but that's still pretty good. And the skeleton silently reels in pain.
Oh, if only I could bad lady stupid her, but I already tried.
yeah, now Mithridates feels awkward because nobody else is moving.
Yeah.
There's no like. I mean, Augustus would just cast Sacred Flame against the,
Well,
first time that he sees, really.
You're not gonna douse her in alcohol and then ignite it? Come on, bro.
Well, I mean,
Sacred
sure, why
alcohol
not? Yeah, sure, why not?
Sacred Molotov.
Sacred Molotov.
Oh wow, my first high
The
initiative
power
roll.
of
Look at these
drunkenness
initiative
compels
rolls.
you.
Holy shit.
Burn, bitch.
Oh, finally, a decent initiative roll.
Dude, 18, 16, 16, 15, 10, 11?
Mithridates,
Okay, well-
you've initiated combat. What do you do now?
Is a glaive a reach weapon? I can't remember.
I mean, let's see. Where even is your... Oh, here it is.
I tried to copy everything from the glaive from 5e tools. Yeah, it's reach.
Yes, the glaive is a reach weapon.
Hell yeah, brother.
Back from 10 feet away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab the skeleton again.
Dude, I don't think he's ever used his packed weapon. Like,
I know. Oh shit, that hits.
He has all the
Yeah.
bonuses, though.
yeah. That was like a really shit damage roll.
Yeah, for 6 slicing damage. Or is this, I don't even know what kind of weapon that is.
Slashing.
Slashing. For 6 slashing damage, Mithridates, you lash out at the skeletal silhouette of one of the elven warriors that joined you in your butchery. As you do so, it seems as if it's struck by a secondary burst of impact, as if the weight of your actions transfers away from you and onto it. Augustius, you.
Yep, me. Yeah. There's just a skeletoni in the middle, right?
There's 3 skeletonies and the woman in the middle.
Okay, well, you know what? Augustus is feeling, creative, I guess. So he is going to throw the. Is that like a whole action, or is that
Throwing the item
No.
would be a bonus action.
okay? Well, I'll bonus action. I assume if I throw it, it's going to be in a 3x3, or is it just a 1x1? How big would it be?
I think it will splash enough to be able to spread in such a situation. I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, well then if it's gonna be a 3x3, then I'll how do I even target whatever? I'll just like put it here in
Sure.
the middle where
Yeah.
my thing is. All right, that's his goal, and he's just going to, do what he's wanted to do for so long, and that's throw one of Jason's alcohol bottles away.
Based.
Yeah, and then because it doesn't really matter where he ignites, he's just going to directly target the evil, very super obviously evil elf lady, which is good. He feels like he's taking out some of his pent up aggression in a constructive way, and hopefully she rolls less than 13. She's an elf,
shit.
so she probably will.
He's an evil bitch.
Wow! Augustius,
+4.
he just kind of snaps his fingers, right? He throws the bottle and then very, kind of casually blasé snaps his fingers. And damage is done. And max damage doesn't ignite. Does the holy, sacred, Bernie Sunfire do more than that?
Listen, you max damaged, so it's igniting all right. I need.
Hell yeah.
Give me. I'm gonna say you get 1d6 burning right now for each one. So roll 1d6 or 3d6, and I'll figure it out from there.
Roll 3d6.
Wow, you got
1
2 1.
5.
Wow, big suck.
That is big suck. However, I
There's
will
3 more charges.
I will say, what you end up with is some pretty nice side effect of them being literally lit on fire. So
Yeah, so they take damage every turn.
that's
Cool.
right. That's right. We'll
Hell
ask for
yeah,
that
so
roll
every
later.
turn, 3d6. All right, that is a. Augustus feels that that was productive, and now he's going to take a step back, just in case they decide to get a little angry. Actually, he'll take 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. He'll take 2 steps back.
It should
Jake's
use
still
his reaction to say, it tastes like that on the tongue too.
There we go.
Don't burn your reaction.
Burning reaction for commentary is a good way to fish for inspiration, in my opinion. All right, shoulder.
Hint, wink, wink.
What are you doing?
Does that mean I get it?
You're building up inspiration credit that you can then turn in for me.
That's true.
Redeemable at my nearest inspiration shop.
Yeah, that's right.
Shoulder.
Punch card or
I'm gonna apply for an inspiration loan.
True.
how do
Look at the
What is shoulder doing?
shoulder is looking at what is this called? The situation transpiring in front of him,
Yeah.
and he will again he will point at the lady, and he will say, "Nah, big bad evil stupid lady can't even hold their alcohol." Fuck.
Despite being set ablaze and very much struck by radiant, dazing light, she still looks at your shoulder and simply scowls.
Shoulder, looking at the scowl, is just gonna be like, "Fine," and then chuck a dagger.
Wait, I thought you lost your last dagger. Oh, I guess we
No.
could say you recovered it.
No, that wasn't my last dagger.
All right, well, you said
I
there goes my
said it
last
for
dagger.
effect.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Roll the
Let's
pickpocket
see the
one of
damage.
Jason's daggers and throw it.
Your dagger slinks into one of her, parts of her armor that would theoretically soften the blow, but you can see from her scowl twisting into a grimace that it's struck for 4 points of piercing damage.
Shoulder will then say, you can hold a dagger, but not your alcohol. And then I'll run to Fred and say, Fred, get her.
That's not. Oh,
Just kill
well,
them all.
fireball. Fireball. Even more ignite. He double burn.
At least I'm not in his mouth this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely a remembrance of a slaughter, just not of humans.
Well, there's a couple of different things that it could be, but
What's the funniest?
well, I agree with that actually, but there's
They're already on fire, so the funniest would be more fire.
The funniest would be Cone of Cold.
I
He
guess
says,
that's
"Let me
true.
put it out."
Imagine Augustius feels really important, and
Augustus always feels important.
Fred's yeah, well, that's true. But he feels really important after lighting them all on fire, and Fred remembers that, Fred remembers that Augustus just told him that he hates him, so he's going to cast a bigger fire to one-up him.
Fred tries to respond to Shoulder's request for getting her.
Oh no, you did the thing. Oh, burned my reaction.
No, it's fine. You'll probably like this.
I probably will. I just think it's funny. Holy shit!
Oh,
I saw that.
you might not like this.
Oh no.
Hold on. I have to actually see what this is.
It's Call Lightning.
That's not a good thing to hear from your DM.
Dude, it's Call Lightning. Call Lightning's based.
Oh, okay. That's actually not that bad.
That shit's busted as fuck. I mean, it's better for... Oh. Call Lightning is not that big. I would like to... I think we need to go to live replay review for this. This is not Call Lightning.
It is Call Lightning.
This is not Call Lightning.
It is. Now, it goes to the center of the point, but this radius is like the storm cloud.
60-foot radius, yeah.
That has gone overcast. The sky darkens as Fred's maw opens up and out pours a voluminous cloud of inky blackness that screams into the sky before striking the elf lady. For only 9 points of thunder damage. Yeah, Jason is asking the real question. Oh, sorry, lightning damage, of course, because it's lightning and thunder are different. Sirete is lit up by the elements. I guess I should give her a light on her token because otherwise...
Would it be raining ink?
Yeah, it is.
That's... I mean, cool, but disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Is the, did the skeletons get hit?
It says within 5 feet of the...
I just realized that Fred is our eternity.
How do you feel about that?
I hate it. I hate it.
Why is Fred a god?
Fred.
Dude, we would die to Fred, and you guys wanted to fight his boss.
Yeah, exactly. For real, for real.
I had to fulfill my duty.
So she's on fire.
She's electrocuted.
She's been electrocuted. Fred looks over to Shoulder and says, "Got her." Benson, the skies have darkened thanks to Fred. What do you do?
Son of Ben.
I think he's considering his options.
I had to remember to unmute.
Oh, there
Is
he
the
is.
spike trap still visible at all?
Yeah, the spike growth has been activated several times, so we'll say Benson has clearly seen that the forest has grown thick. However, I don't know if Benson will have ever encountered the spell before, so you might not know just how far it actually grows.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be a little suspicious.
Yeah.
Despite not knowing the true working. So what he'll do is he's gonna go ahead and whip out that short bow and take a shot towards Sirete.
Okay.
This music is creepy.
Natural
And
20.
Holy shit, that's a
the
crit.
main character strikes again.
Yeah. Main character energy.
Never mind.
Shitty roll. 5 damage.
You suck.
Never mind.
Wow, on a
You're-
crit, only getting 5 damage. Okay, well, you seem to strike true, Benson, despite the disadvantage in aiming upwards. The fire that has lit this evil elf woman glows as if a beacon to draw your arrow. And in doing so, it allows your arrow to strike directly into her shoulder, reducing its range of motion with a severe injury.
Does he exclaim anything as a result of this?
She is keeping very quiet despite the punishment her form is taking. Suspiciously so.
Yeah, exactly. That's what worries me.
Not even an owl my shoulder, SMH.
Don't worry, guys. When she tries to leave, I'll turn into a squid and throw her back in.
You'll throw it. You're turning into a bull, not a squid.
I can choose what to turn into.
Yeah,
What a load of bull.
Well, before I end my turn, Benson will look to Mithridates and give him a reassuring smile, and he will say, I am proud of how far you've come, brother. Do not let them define you.
Man, this woman's totally gonna turn undead and attack me today.
Oh yeah, big time.
The young daughter of the mother to the west takes a tentative step forward, her face flickering in the lightning. Where once there was fear, now there is only determination. She steps towards Mithridates. Enough to close the distance fully between the two of them.
Oh.
But then she simply stares. Jason, what do you do?
There's a fight going on, sweetheart. Please don't.
Let's see. Jason will prepare an action to grab anyone who tries to any enemy that tries to leave past him and throw them back into the spikes. And with his bonus action, he will take the one dagger that he has tucked away in his boot, and he will toss it at the evil woman.
Okay.
That hit.
That does not hit.
Oh.
Your dagger
All right.
does graze her armor, but does not seem to put the finishing touches on this kill.
Jason will mutter, well, not to himself, but he will just say, I thought this realm was supposed to make me sober.
Fizz. There's thunder and lightning and flashing lights and people are on fire, if you can call them people.
Yeah, they are elves.
Okay. Of the people in the what is that? Alcohol puddle?
Yeah.
Are any of them not on fire?
The only one that's not on fire is the one that is like down here.
Oh, okay.
No, not one in alcohol puddle.
Yeah, he's too far away from the alcohol fire.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if there was any of them that I could light up, but it sounds like
you
they're
could
all
light
already
that one up with your own fire. You know, he's feeling left out. But that's up to you.
Okay.
Where's Firebolt when you need it? Or Fireball when
We
you
got
need it?
further away, so I can't actually use Burning Hands. So instead,
Yeah, I didn't want to be near the thunderstorm or the Fireball.
oh, and I can clearly see them, right? And like. shoot
Yeah, it's a
them
bit
from where I'm
chaotic,
at.
but you can make out a good line. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna twin
Because they're
spell.
on fire.
So I still have one more point of that,
Hell yeah.
and I'm gonna double firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Who you targeting?
So this one is probably gonna target the lady,
Okay. That does
and
hit.
then nice. So I will roll the damage.
All right, 5 damage. Sirte is lit up in fire yet again.
Double fire.
And then the second one, it looks like misses anyway. Probably would have been shot at the one that hasn't been hit yet, or that isn't on fire.
Right. We'll say it singes the inky ground instead, causing the creature to look round in surprise.
And I am out of cries, so there's not really anything else I can do, I don't think. So I'll end the turn.
Alright.
Man,
Twist.
if only we had a short rest before this fight. Oh well.
Yeah, it's already over, dude.
Please don't say things like that.
Sirte takes 1 step towards Jason. Prepare your damage, son. Son of Jay. I can't believe
Jason,
the
roll
Shambler
2d4.
plays as the son of Jay Barino.
Jason.
I'm back from the dead. Okay.
Yeah,
2d4.
Son of Jay.
Son of Jay must roll 2d4. She stepped towards you.
Okay. She got sicked.
Ooh, okay, alright. Not looking very good at this point. Despite her lack of reaction, she takes 1 more step towards you.
No boy.
Ooh.
Then as she gets to me, my prepared action goes off where I try and push her back.
Alright.
Oh, is that athletics?
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah. Fuck.
Okay.
Well, you know, stay where
Let's
you
see that
belong.
damage.
Another 2d4?
So, as she walks towards me, the forest itself comes alive to defend its patron. Thorns and what's it called? Those things that come from
Vines?
trees. Vines swing out and slap and slice at her if she fights her way towards me, only for a big burly human man to grab her by both shoulders and just shove her with all his might back into the raging nature that also aids grabbing at her legs and dragging her back in as well.
That's another roll of your damage.
Holy hell.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Sirte
This was the best.
has been like her flesh has been torn from her by nature, and her skin still burns as her armor starts to liquefy, leaving puddles of ink where you might expect blood to be. In defiance, she brandishes a longsword and takes one last charge at you.
Dang, listen, woman, learn your lesson.
No means no.
Yeah, exactly.
Jason burns his reaction and they say, I'm not that into you, lady.
I think you already burned that.
Dude, I can't believe you already burned your reaction. That would have been really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
That would have been funny.
I thought we just started a new turn. I just took a...
it's your turn.
Oh, no, you're right. I did burn.
You did your reaction before your turn, yeah.
What a
And then,
goofball.
as she takes a swing towards you, she is instead struck down by the forest itself and collapses to the ground, disintegrating into a puddle of ink.
How many damage rolls do you think she died before that happened? Like, how many damage rolls ago?
I don't understand the question.
Like, which damage roll killed her? And how many, like, you know, like, did you just keep going?
Jason would have taken damage if that had been less than a 3. Or, yeah, I think so.
No. Never mind then.
No, it wasn't all this. It was a cinematic moment, but it wasn't all like.
Yeah.
All right.
We win.
Wait, how did we get to this point in the turn? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. She died.
I think her dying in the middle of her turn. fucked something up.
Yes. Yeah.
Was it this comment? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna grab a tomato.
It was Jason, then Fizz. Then yeah, okay. It just went to the
You
next.
just said I'm gonna grab a tomato and then muted.
Yeah. The remaining humans continue to flock towards Mithridates in a seemingly threatening display, though they don't raise their hands to strike, but their stolid gazes are clearly fixed upon the last standing elf.
Stabs again with the glaive.
You still targeting the skeleton? Or you start targeting one of the... Okay.
Nope, the skeleton.
Alright. Let's see that damage. Okay, alright, that's more like it. 14 slashing damage as the skeleton crumbles to dust.
Okay, Augustus.
Dude, you got 2 of them lit on fire. Let's roll that d6 for each of them.
Don't I have 3 of them lit on fire?
No, because one of them died.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, duh. Okay.
2d6.
Roll 2d6. Wow.
2 and a
Picks
3.
up.
Alright, that's some free damage.
3 damage. And, yeah. Guess it's just gonna Sacred Fire one, because, I mean, what's he gonna do? Which one's the weakest?
So the one up top is equipped with a spear, and the other one is equipped with a hammer, and the hammer one seems to be a little bit worse for wear after everything that's happened.
Alright, hammer one it is.
Yeah.
That's scarier anyway. Alright. Roll their decks.
Oh! I
Nothing
can't
happened.
believe it.
I can. Alright, that's the end of my turn. Very fun.
Devastated.
You can always
Yeah.
drink some of the booze with your bonus action.
That nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. No. Augustus, remember,
Yeah,
he's in
just
control.
compelled that you're just out of hope, that something will
No.
happen.
Standing on top.
Augustus is
Hey, you can't
in
stand
control.
on top of Jason.
I was trying to move through Jason.
That's a tree.
Oh, okay.
That's a tree. I can't tell. There's a million overlays.
I know. Oh no, that's still valid. Never mind.
Patriots
just a
in control, more like clerics in control. That's Augustus right now.
All right. Shoulder will move forward How threatening do the humans look?
Their gazes are all affixed upon Mithridates, but in the pale light of the thunderstorm summoned by Fred, they certainly look intimidating. They are a determined presence. They'll get what they want, or so it seems.
Well, they might be happy if we kill all the other skeletons or whatever. Not asleep.
I don't know why it's telling me to place a measure template. They're all in there.
Yeah.
Shoulder will cast sleep. That's incredibly low. But it's okay.
All right.
And he's just going from left to right. Or actually, he'll go from closest to Mithridates to farthest away from Mithridates. So I guess the two women are closest.
One by one, the humans begin to fall into some sort of reverie. Until every last one of them has collapsed, not far from those who have already departed.
Shoulder will kind of look around, and then he'll look to Mithridates and Benson and say, they're not dead. Or if they are, I didn't do it.
Fred hops forward and looks around somewhat quizzically.
Oh my god, down to Hightower.
Fred then steps towards Jason and
I'm gonna try to board Jason.
once again opens his distended maw, but rather than seemingly inviting you into it, there's a strange swirling. It's as if you could reach out and touch it and receive some sort of benefit.
Jason reaches in.
Must be some sort of buff he rolled.
Dude, the impulse to burn reaction and jump in front of Jason to take the buff.
Burn reaction. Take whole turn.
All right, Jason. Look around the battlefield.
Oh my god, he's gone.
Oh, I don't know how that happened. Look around the battlefield and tell me a spot that looks good.
Oh, I'm teleporting. Okay. Next to Mithridates.
Fred, as you exit the teleportation. Benson, you just watched Jason appear right in front of you. Well, not right in front of you, but right next to Mithridates.
Jason's noticeably paler.
The crow.
Oh, Benson.
Oh, Benson, my Benson.
That works really well on multiple levels.
My sleep hit Benson as well.
Yeah. 3 Crow, the sleep was meant for the humans, and I know your character's a human, but... How does that even work?
So the question is, what are we doing?
Jason, you just teleported. Benson was so shocked he didn't respond. What do you do?
He doesn't know what to do either, apparently. Nobody knows.
Like, how do we kill skeleton men? I have
You shoot them.
swords.
You shoot them.
No daggers. Rope. Alright, I'd like to make a bonus action to make a lasso with my rope. And then, with my full action,
Yeah.
I'd like to try and loop that lasso around one of these guys
Yeah.
and drag them through the thorns.
Okay, so we'll need a... This will be like resisting a grapple from a range, so we'll just do athletics. Okay.
Dude, what if he failed and got pulled in? Oh my god.
I like to drag them like this.
I think you have to pull them towards you. I don't think you can do...
Yeah.
You can do
Can I at
diagonally,
least
like
pull 'em
this.
right here? It has to be true diagonal. Oh wait, I could move here, right?
That's a tree.
It's... There's like a fern or whatever, but we'll say it's just difficult terrain. You can do that. So what are you doing then? Are you just trying to drag them parallel to you?
Yeah. So that's 3 tiles of damage.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're gonna do more than 5 feet, we need to check every time.
Oh, okay. So that's 1 check that was successful, so 2d4.
Yeah.
Right. And the next one. Fuck.
All right. Okay, so then if you've got one more. All right, now he double said
He's
no.
staying where he's at.
But he that was still 7 points of damage, bringing this skeleton dangerously close to dematerializing before your very eye.
And he still has the lasso on him, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, Fizz, you got a restrained target and a not restrained target. If you're still attacking skeletons.
I am indeed. I'm gonna firebolt this one.
I can't believe you didn't have to attack one from the lasso.
The attack roll was a grapple. It's just a ranged grapple.
Oh, it's I have an advantage, right? Because he's restrained or whatever.
Yes, but
Or
you
do I
hit.
not?
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's better.
But what if I crit?
Yeah, you can roll it again
It's
if you
true.
want.
No, no. I would have still hit though. So.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do damage.
2 fire damage. Hell yeah, brother.
That's 2.
Nice.
Well,
That is 2.
actually, I think since he just took fire damage and he's on fire, Augustius should roll 1d6.
Hell yeah, I guess.
Okie
That's true.
dokie. Roll 1d6.
Oh,
5!
shit.
Oh, shit.
The secondary explosion of fire sends this skeleton instantly into a dusty tomb. He's out of there. See ya, nerd.
See you, nerd.
That's
Killed
the
by
end of this
alcohol.
turn. That's right.
Don't drink and burn,
It's,
kids.
it's like Jason one day.
That's right.
Just
This is what
like
happens if you smoke cigarettes while you're drunk.
Yeah, night into play.
True. This exact scenario, you get pulled into Jural's realm, and there's a frog that's gonna start a lightning storm.
Yeah, that works out.
There's
My
gonna be
daddies?
several passed out women and children.
Well, all right, merchandising is easy, man. Just, Eldritch Blast, I think.
Or you can
Yeah.
lasso him. Like you can get that.
Don't kill the sleeping women and children.
Yeah, try not to do that.
At least wait until they're awake first. You get
Ah.
advantage. He's a
Please.
Oh no, he's not. Never mind. I lied.
Yeah, he's not restrained.
Yeah, he's not lassoed. It's hard to keep them in together.
Disappointing on the 8.
Yep, 8.
Disappointing 8.
Yeah, where's Gokag when you need him?
All right, I Sacred Flame the doohickey.
Hell yeah.
The Skeleton Man.
That's
All right. All right. 3.
Yeah.
Another 3. 2
Oh, that's a
threes.
3, but we need that 1d6.
Oh yeah.
Oh
3.
shit, another 3. This thing already looks pretty brittle after that combined assault. Oh wait, isn't... Hold on. Yeah, I forgot about that detail, didn't I? Owned.
Uh-oh.
No, you're good.
What does that mean?
It's even more frail and brittle looking because it's an undead taking radiant damage. I forgot about that part.
But yeah, it should be taking double damage from the.
Oh,
Yep.
Right, now
Sacred
it's
Flame.
dead now.
That means it's 3 3s.
yeah, you got 3 3s out of that, dude. It's almost dead. Dead. 3 3. Dude, the ultimate
What?
kobold name, 3 3.
3.
You.
You.
All right, well, that's the Gus's turn. All right, Shoulder, just shoot the thing or whatever.
Get him.
Alright, hold on.
Get him. As I keep drinking.
Becoming Jason in real life.
No wonder he
All right.
doesn't enjoy D&D.
Alright, that's my bonus action.
I love D&D. What do you talking about?
That first roll is my bonus action. The second roll, Shoulder is going to use this vicious mockery in the form of a message and say,
It's a skeleton, man. It doesn't care.
and he will say, "You just got 3'd."
Oh, it's not a 3 though, it's a 4.
It would have been really good.
Well, no, if it was a 3, it wouldn't have killed him. Fucking
Yeah.
devastated. You laughed that skeleton into ash.
Dude, after I rolled a 21 on my 4th wall break.
That's my favorite spell. Thing's busted as fuck.
It's really not.
Oh shit.
No, that's a
That's
fireball.
how
Oh, you mean
Wait, there's
spike
enemies
growth?
left?
Oh shit.
Oh.
Fred, are you fireballing the fucking civilian?
Fred's he's still he's still a little evil.
The real war criminals.
Can't
or
do
the
that,
frogs
Fred.
we met along the way?
Yeah, Fred's the real war criminal. Well, the real
Fred
war
the
criminal,
war
please
criminal,
stand
man.
up.
Fred, are you evil? Only the
Dude.
ghost people.
Dude, if he becomes a war criminal, it's a true Fredship.
Friendship.
Yeah,
That's right.
dude. If Fred looked at Shoulder and said, instead of friends again, he said, "Freds again." Yeah, Shoulder would have lost it.
Fred Ziggin.
Fred.
All right, maybe if you fireball Benson while you're at it, he'll wake up.
Oh my god, thank god that storm is gone.
Yeah, it's just so he can fireball.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
he's definitely massacring.
It's because the concentration ended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
he's
tell me it's a
fireball
large
the
reduce, so
civilians.
he's got to be a really big frog.
No,
There you
that's
go.
not a level 3 spell.
Oh shit!
Absolute total civilian.
It can be
death.
upcasted.
Up, bigger casted. Yeah.
Giga Fred.
Giga Fred.
Dude, imagine the size of the mouth.
Fred looks like
Oh.
he's in deep thought, trying to think long and hard about some puzzle, some difficulty that he's having, some important resolution to an important problem.
Like where you should shoot his fireball.
If they're dead, is it really murder?
Can I burn my reaction to speak to him?
You can, but Fred opens his mouth and an ungodly thing occurs.
No.
Out from Fred's mouth pours the immense undulating body of an enormous serpent. One that will seem very familiar to Fizz and Shoulder.
What? He ate this.
No.
And as the enormous serpent writhes out of Fred's maw, it seems to flicker out and then suddenly appear behind all civilians.
What is this? I don't understand.
There is no way this was an option. You did not have this as an option.
Yeah, I did.
He did not just hit this in the middle of...
He did.
Oh
He rolled a 4.
I don't know the Serpent King. So.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so that's the
black goat was
lady
riding
came out of. Yeah.
Yeah,
This was Verslin's favorite steed.
Oh my God.
and this enormous serpent towers over the sleeping commoners and lets out
no.
a
no,
very
he's gonna try to
loud roar that almost doesn't even seem to match its serpentine form. It's as if the roar is a different creature entirely.
Fred couldn't even been nice enough to put it in the circle.
Do we
Shoulder
want to kill this thing now?
Shoulder will actually burn his reaction
guessing.
to talk to Fred, and he'll go, "Fred, when did you eat that?"
Fred looks at you, deadpan, and says, "I didn't eat it."
I
Is this
really do
Some
hate
sort of
you,
gift from
Fred.
Ursula? Or, well, I shouldn't say gift. More like punishment.
Let's just try and kill it, I guess.
Well, I don't need to be 3-crow to know what Benson would do in this situation.
Yeah, if he did it to Verslin, he'll do it to this king.
He charges the giant serpent.
Probably
And
kill it, so.
Oh wait, that's the wrong sword.
Wait,
Unlike
dude, what if Fred has Kyle in there? No.
That is probably on the list of 100 things that can come out of his mouth. That was one
Dude,
of them.
he would flank. Come on.
All right, Jason. Benson
All
whiffed. It's you.
Bonus action: Jason transforms into a bull.
Okay, this is gonna be really good.
Dude, what if you just transformed into the
Oh, you're fucking tokens.
I don't
too
remember the
big
bull
again.
being that big.
No, I have to set the scale to 1 instead of 1.5. Don't ask me why it's
All right.
not set
Then
like
he's
that
gonna
by
move
default.
with half of his movement over 20 feet to be right here. That's not the
20
full
feet.
movement. It's hard to know where I was. Okay, that's the 20 feet. So that
Yeah.
should make this 20 feet. There we go.
Okay.
So turning into a bull, Jason, turning to the monster, Jason will say, well, he won't say anything, but he'll make a sailor sign
You're a bull.
before.
Oh yeah, you're a bull. How do you
initiating
be a
his
sailor?
transformation.
Oh, I get it. It's before he turns in. Man. I thought he was talking about after he got into his spot to charge. I was really confused. He takes
No,
one
yeah, he-
hoof and
Could you imagine?
He moves in.
In his mind, he's thinking, "What the fuck is that frog eating?" But outwardly, there's no time for that. This is
Yeah.
6 seconds. So he becomes a bull,
Uh-huh.
and then runs in this direction before suddenly whirling around, doing a little turn and heading straight forward for a headbutt on the giant serpent.
okay.
Dude, this bull
And
drifts.
get that precious charge damage.
so you're telling me every time you roll a 4, something horrendous can come out of this stupid frog now?
All right,
Uh,
Jason.
find out next time.
Oh boy.
As a bull, You strike towards the giant serpent with immense pace and power. And you and your party watches on as the serpent seems to simply phase through your horns,
Uh-oh.
your talons,
What?
your tusks.
That's not good.
The serpent flickers again. And Fred says, "Why would you do that?"
An excellent question.
What?
Yeah, you had to talk to him,
Last-
obviously.
Last time we saw the serpent,
Yeah.
it tried. I don't know. It was with
It's
Ursula.
a giant serpent.
It does seem to be a habit of this party to simply throw themselves at every single giant monster that appears.
Did
Okay.
Benson swing at this and like miss earlier, and I
Yeah.
just wasn't paying attention?
He missed.
Oh.
It didn't go through it.
No, he
just
failed the attack. You
missed.
hit.
Yeah, he missed.
Oh.
You hit
Okay,
it,
then-
and then it phased through instead of doing damage.
Oh, he did hit it.
No, Benson whiffed. He rolled a 7 or something. Yeah, he rolled a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, he
so
rolled a 7,
I have no
so-
reason to believe that this thing has the ability for bullshit powers.
No.
Okay.
Correct.
So yeah, my
So
entire
it's
course
fake.
of action makes
It's
sense. I had my fucking.
Yeah. But
illusion. I
Fred,
guess.
Fred doesn't believe it makes sense.
Yeah, Fred's upset at
Fred's
you.
retarded.
Yeah, Fred's mad at you. He thinks less of you. Fred does not approve.
Okay, so Fizz is confused, so he's gonna use message on the serpent,
Okay.
and he's gonna say, "Are you real?"
Oh boy.
Wait, you're Fred? What? I'm confused. He just looks his shoulder, just with the most confused face you've ever seen him have, and
Oh,
he
he
just
cast
kind of,
illusion.
Yeah.
and then he ends his turn because he doesn't know what to do.
Hey, you didn't tell shoulder?
No, he's just really
That's
confused.
what he did.
You just looked.
He cast
You didn't
illusion.
tell
It's a
anyone
level
that
one
it's an illusion. You just you just looked at me.
You had me waste that whole charge on a fucking illusion from my ally. You piece of shit.
Beautiful.
That's bullshit.
Holy Japated! Yeah, I'm so Japated.
Fred's withdrawal made me waste my last wild shape
That is funny.
on an illusion.
Fred didn't push
Because Benson couldn't hit and prove it earlier. If Benson hit,
If Benson hit it, it would go right through him, and it would be a bit more obvious it was an illusion.
The worst part is Benson missed an illusion.
Yeah,
How do you miss an illusion?
it has an armor class.
It doesn't move.
Why are people dying?
No, you woke up
Situation where
just
things
in
gonna
time.
take a lot longer than Pro intended.
I hear people crying and I hear the word Benson.
He's dying. He's literally
Yeah, he
dying.
really is dying.
I thought, okay, the last boss fight, took a while, so maybe it's the second phase, and you just roll with the punches. Okay, we're gonna wrap some things up. Every place had its challenge. I didn't really get this one, how it's tied in thematically, but it might work, right? And let's see where it goes. And it's like, yeah, let's have an epic fight, bro. And then it's like, no. Pride was just a cuck.
Has that happened again?
Dude.
Benson,
Oh.
I charged Fred.
Oh my god.
I charged Fred. Well, we're in the way, so please don't.
Dude,
charge
Fred would fucking eat you. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's true too.
You can't
You
charge
rope-
Fred because there's a cliff there, so you'd have to charge over the commoners that are sleeping.
Oh my
and
god.
also hurt them.
Holy shit.
Well, I guess I end my concentration on the
Oh.
Dude, Fizz is so destroyed that he messaged the serpent and Fred responded.
Dude, the best part is that you did all that. You fucking owned yourself, and then Fred got mad at you for attacking his illusion.
Yeah, he's like, why did you do that?
Oh my
Why
God.
did you do that? As if it,
He
like,
would have
anyone
said it to Benson too, but Benson didn't hit it. So.
All
Oh, I
right.
don't know what's
very
worse.
miff. Jason marches over in giant bull form, looks at Fred, and just does one of those cow roars, where it's like, "Ooh," and then he struts away to go look at the commoners, and he smells them with his giant bull nose.
This shit is funny. This shit is funny.
Oh my God! I should hit you with vicious mockery just for that.
I think Fred already did that indirectly.
Yeah, he should. Fred should roll 1d4 psychic.
He already rolled 4.
I passed my wisdom save.
No, you didn't. You hit the illusion.
I didn't really leave too many clues on the table that it was an illusion, to be fair, but I did.
Oh
say
no, you didn't. It's fine though.
That's 'cause
it was
that's because
worth
it was a major image cast.
It was just funny because it was also like pointless. Like we'd already killed all
Yeah.
the skeletons. And he's just like,
That's what he
no,
rolled.
I'm helping, guys. I summoned a
Well, that's
He's
why
distracting
Fred was confused, but like he had been told to keep getting them, so he's like, okay.
He actually hadn't. He just thought that he had been told to keep getting them.
Well, Jason's gonna stay a bull for a bit, since you know,
You never
might as well
know.
milk it for what it is.
Yeah, I guess.
Get it?
I guess shoulder will stop sleeping. Oh, actually, it's not a concentration
So
spell.
are we
You can-
pausing here, or are we going through the consequences?
Well,
I
it is
gotta
it is
wake up in
1:30 Eastern, so I feel like it's probably a good idea.
Oh, I thought the music sounded like we're going through the consequences.
Yeah, I'm struggling to stay awake here, guys.
I think it's probably a good time to.
All right.
At least we got through the fight.
Yeah, we did. Good job, fellas.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you know what? We
Listen,
didn't let Microdaddies kill any children.
That's
you-
wonderful.
You got owned by a
Stopped him
frog.
from continuing to be a baby murderer.
That means next
We
session,
took 0 damage.
That's
the whole
right, we
fight.
did. Next session, it's either me or rather. It's probably we can probably fit two. Me and Fizz.
Doesn't
Yeah.
someone have 4th of July off?
Well, I am going to be gone
I think I
the
do.
whole week, so it is very unlikely, though plausible, that I can attend next Friday session because I'm going to be in California with my girlfriend.
Are we staying on Fridays from now on?
If it works for everybody, it's fine for me. The main reason why I was doing Fridays was because the weekends were harder for me to do. Like, it just turned out that Fridays were easier. But as I mentioned at the beginning, my availability has now changed with regards to
That's
shift
right.
work.
That's
so
true because
it probably
you're.
doesn't really matter now. I
You know what that
do
means?
like a fixed schedule of like the same day every time whenever possible, but we can be flexible.
That sounds like.
Monday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have the 4th of July off. It's just like I don't know if the family wants to do anything that might
Dude,
prevent me.
No more job means we double up.
Yeah, but some of us actually have jobs. You know what I'm saying?
No, wrong.
Yeah, that might be
incorrect. That's the wrong
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, like Bailithal, not only that, Bailithal not only has a job, but he's got a woman just like I do.
Follow the Star
You know?
Father and quit your job.
I did. That's what I did. That's why I have the job I have now. Is because I quit my other job, and now I'm not gonna quit the job the Starfather gave me. You know what I'm saying? That's really dumb.
All right,
But-
follow the
Buy a
Starfather and don't work tomorrow.
I think the Starfather wants you to find an internet job that's highly morally dubious.
The
Fartcoin investment.
Starfather wanted you to
Man.
attack that serpent as a
Just
bull.
D&D all day based off of the winnings.
Look,
that
I'll
get
tell you,
from
the
rug-
Starfather wants me to punch you
You
in the
need to
face
learn
every time you
Starcoin.
do one of your accents. That's what Starfather wants me to do. But I'm like, Starfather, no, I can't do
Dude,
that.
Alex is a violent drunk. I gotta be honest. That's the second time he's talked about punching someone in the face today.
I want to punch Fred dead in the face.
Well, that's the third time. Holy shit!
Well, you know, Fred deserves it.
You can't punch Fred. He just made Jason look like an idiot.
That's true. It was really funny.
That's fairly easy to do. But, you know.
Dude, he completely destroyed Fizz's mind. He started hearing the ribbons.
I was like, I can't be the only one thinking that there is no way that Fred could actually do that. So it had to be some kind of meme. And of course, immediately our party's like, kill it.
Yeah.
Well, the first sign was when Fred said he didn't eat it.
Yeah, big giveaway. I just do. Fred is just such a shithead, man.
Fred's great.
Yep. Well, that's why Fizz was like, I'm gonna message it to see if it's real, and then it was like actually just Fred.
real.
It was Fred.
Yep.
My favorite
He
part is
expected it to
that
be nothing, right? But then it was,
my favorite part is that Fred didn't even say anything back. He just riveted.
he just riveted it.
He didn't even respond.
Yeah.
That was his response.
Yeah, a solemn rivet is the lone reply.
Yeah. Well, Fred is like, he's not supposed to lie. So, like, his answer of ribbiting was the way to say that it was not real. You know, it makes sense.
No fibbing.
No fibbing, only
You can
ribbon.
eat people, but don't fibbing. That's right.
No fibbing, only ribbon.
Red damn dirty liar.
It's a good thing I don't have church tomorrow. It's because it's Saturday.
That's
Oh,
right.
Oh my god.
That's
You
another
always
reason
should've
why
watched
it's
Big
good for
Bird, Gentle
Fridays.
Snake.
It is. That does make it really nice. That way I'm not like, hurry up, guys. I actually got to go to bed decent hour.
Well, the other good thing about me not having the same obligations as before is I can start at 8:30 again or earlier, depending on when people are free on Fridays.
No, that's true.
Because the only reason why we were starting later is because I had to get home from work. So no worries.
Right,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so starting earlier or Saturdays would be awesome because I have to get up at 6:30 on Fridays. So starting later and doing that is brutal.
Right, of course.
Starting earlier is definitely the way to go.
I think so. On the weekends, I know Lucy has to be up until like he is only available at what 6:30 his time, which is 8:30 Eastern. Is that also true on Fridays, Lucy? Like, when are you free?
I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the earliest I can promise is at like 6:30.
Right. Okay, so it would still be an hour earlier than we all met today, which is fine. So there you go.
All right, I need the bed. GG.
GG's.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
Bed.
I'm glad that
Bed.
we got some burning the bowl on a motherfucking snake. Shambler. more like
that
the
reminds me of.
gambler.
That's right. That reminds me of something I thought of earlier when we were talking about kobolds and and stuff. And I was thinking, UU and 3-3 should be actual kobold gods.
Yeah. But it would be like
That are just like trickster
YEW,
gods.
so it would be about like
That's right.
I forget what that even is.
UU.
Common name given to
Is that
various.
like a
Yeah, it's a tree. That's
triangle?
what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be like a kobold druid named UU, and then there'd be a kobold. What the fuck is it? Not an artisan. I forget what the name is. The guy, the Elon Musk was that guy. 3 Crow. Artificer. There you go.
Yeah, he was an artificer.
There you go. Iron Man. Well, Yeah, and that guy would be 3-3 because the number 3 is important for geometry.
33.
Yeah. And then you would be Gorlock with mask and many faces. He would always turn into you.
Well, if he's not spelled like the tree, yeah. Well, there's definitely got to be like a Mimi somewhere. And when you see his name too quick, you think it's meme.
There
Maybe.
you go.
Mimi.
Dude, so Alex can't be here next week? Is that what I'm comprehending?
It is